By the Shire of Mount Marshall and Delta Agribusiness, and also Archie's Footwear, best each team award being given out in today's 2 broadcasts. I'm Gary Bartholomew's. My special comments men are Luke Yates, a Central Wheatbelt Football League Director. Welcome Luke to the microphone.
Cheers Gary, yeah, good to be here mate, it's nice weather, so yeah.
And one of your teammates I know for a long time, and also is on the West Australian Football Commission. It's welcome to the microphone to Daniel Murphy.
Thanks Gary, it's great to be here.
Now Luke, hopefully you know a bit about who's umpiring today's game. Tell folk.
Yep, we've got Shane's out there holding the footy up at the moment, looking for a timekeeper to blow the siren, but he might get a sore arm.
Can you go do that while you do
Well, you've been getting me to do everything else, so yeah, no, he's probably going to get a sore arm out there, but that's Shane. Shane's our umpire coordinator, so he's been doing a good job the last couple of years, and James Worsley with him too, so a couple of good umpires out there today.
Okay, and the boundary umpire, and of course you don't know any other ones. Now we've got other events today here at maybe I'll get Daniel just to go through all the sports with the events. Daniel, down the card there.
Yeah, thanks Gary. It was great to see so many juniors out here earlier. They had 2 games of juniors just before the senior games commencing here of the footy. They've also got 2 hockey games, Beacon versus Quarter at 1 p.m, followed by Mukinbudin and Kalannie at 3 p.m. And then in the netball, Beacon and Quarter are playing or have played at 11 a.m, coming to a conclusion shortly, and then Mucka and Kalannie kick off at 1 o'clock, followed by a combined junior netball game. So it's great to see winter sport being kicked off here in BENCUBBIN with so many people coming down to support it, and obviously having all the sports at the one venue for the first time for this league outside of finals, which is great.
Now, one of the things I haven't told you, and I'm breaking the news to you now, that you two will be selecting. We have an award, as you've just heard me say, from Archie's Footwear, best from each team. So you two have to work it out, because at the end of each quarter I'm going to ask you for your better players anyway, okay?
No worries. So I thought they were for us, the commentator shoes.
You might need them by the end of the day, mate. Anyway, we do have some interviews throughout the day. We'll go through fairly consistently. We do have in our first half-time slot, we'll have Phoebe Sash and Rebecca Watson from the Mount Marshall Shire. Then in the second game, we'll have hopefully Daniel will come back with maybe Paul Reed. That was, we're not sure if he's confirmed to that one, but I can tell you that after both the football games, we will have our last interview with 2 very special people, Rebecca Pushblisher from the Central Wheatbelt Football League, and Lauren Yates. By the way, Rebecca is the Football League's president, and Lauren Yates, Executive Officer of the Central Wheatbelt Winter Sports. So those 2 will be at the end of the day to let us know what they thought about what they've been planning for a long time. And I believe, Luke and Daniel, I believe the AFL have taken BENCUBBIN's community sports lead, and now had this weekend where they're all playing in Adelaide or South Australia.
Yeah, they heard about the Central Wheatbelt Football League doing a gather round. We organised it probably about 2 months ago when we had our AGM. We all voted on it, and all of a sudden the AFL are copying us. So pretty good idea, I reckon.
Oh, that's excellent. Righto, so you want to run down your sheet that you know are definitely out there, then Luke, and tell us who's playing and the numbers.
Yeah, so for Mucka, they've got a pretty young side by the look of them out there today. They look like a bit of an under-16s, but there is still some experience in amongst them. So yeah, Liam Shadbolt, he'll be number 1, playing through the guts. Number 2 is Dylan Farmer. Number 3 is Tim Patterson. He's been around a while. Another little short, stocky bloke. Number 4, Scott Smith. Number 9, Caleb Shadbolt, the captain. That's a name that a lot of people will know. Played a bit of waffle, and good local footballer. Number 11, Tom Murphy. Number 12, Joel Shadbolt will be rucking today. Number 13, Spencer Jarvis. 15, young Reed Walker, another young fella. Number 16, Cam Brandis, vice captain today. Coden Daddoes, number 7. Nick Newman, number 24. Benson Alvaro is number 20. Young Lockie Coombe is number 22. Another young fella, but he's probably the tallest one out there, I reckon. Number 25, Will Butcher. Number 32, Rhett Brandis. And number 33, Zach Sprigg. So that's the mucker side.
Before we get to Daniel to give us the Kalannie side, Caleb Shadbold played 56 games for West Perth from 2008 and 2011, kicking 33 goals in his career, and in 2015 polled 15 votes in the Sandover Medal. So that was his big season. That was a pretty good effort, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know that. He might have told me on the beers one night all about that one, but yeah, no, he was pretty handy and still is. Okay,
Daniel, down the list of Kalannie, please.
Yeah, so coached by Daniel Akers. We've got Nick Bowe, number 2, Lewis Meldrum, number 3, Ruben Cale, number 4, who's a local boy that's been playing out here for a while, and the captain of the club, Matty Reynolds, number 6, number 7 is Ben Cowdray, number 8 is Nathan Adler. We've got Regan Jeffries, who's wearing number 9 today, Matty Dinsdale, number 11, Zach Anderson, number 12. As I mentioned, Daniel Akers is a player coach for Kalannie, wearing number 13. He's been out here for the last year and having a really big impact within not only the footy club but the community as well. So it's great to see Dan Akers back for another year. Luke Coleman's number 14. Trey Katnich, who was had a few pre-season trainings with BENCUBBIN, but unfortunately through COVID didn't end up playing for us, but he's now out at Kalannie wearing number 15. Number 17 is Caden Reynolds. Brodie Lowe's wearing number 18, another travelling player. We've got Mitch Cameron, number 19. Matt Murray's number 22. Ryan Eckhart's number 23, and Trey Katnich's brother, Kai Katnich, is number 24 to round out the Kalannie side.
Okay, if I could add that, we're about to start here at the BENCUBBIN Recreation Centre. But what a colourful day, and also the perfect day for football, guys.
Yeah, the sun's just poked through the clouds, so we're about to kick off.
So umpires are just waiting for players to take positions before they get this opening round for the Central Wheatbelt Football League game 1 here at BENCUBBIN underway. Balls, hello, they found the timekeeper. The umpire's now looking for his whistle.
That's the Country Football League president in the timekeeping spot, Johnny Shadbolt, so it's good to see he's found the buzzer.
Oh, absolutely. How did he get a job like that if he can't even get the time right?
Well, he was supposed to be sitting here at the commentary box, but he's hiding away in the timekeeper's box at the moment.
Okay, Daniel Akers has a kick off the right wing, for the red and whites. It goes down to the half forward. I thought a player pushing him back. The umpire doesn't agree, and he's going to go in and bounce the ball 35 metres out from the goals, with Kalannie kicking towards the town end of BENCUBBIN ground. The big ruckman fly, it was won that time by number 7 is Ben Cowdray. Still in the forward line, and danger looming for the Mukinbudin side if the ball is deliberate. Probably now Mukinbudin across half back, a high kick. I'd like to see if anyone marks it. Oh, good effort that time by Reed Walker for Mukinbudin, but he's
good follow-up.
Yeah, and follow-up after hitting the deck. Now they're back into Kalannie and gathering the ball for Kalannie, and kicking a goal is Matt Dinsdale. So that brings up the first score at the 1 minute 9 second mark for the Shire of Mount Marshall scoreboard. Fantastic play, fellas, and wasn't that good recovery from that Walker when you called it, Daniel?
Yeah, absolutely. He's gone back with the fly, and unfortunately couldn't complete the mark, but went back into the play and did his best for his side. But Kalannie, started well as they finished off last year with the first goal there.
What they did well also was play the corridor straight away.
Yeah, straight through the coach too. He knows where to put it. Dan Akers.
So, ball being thrown up again in the centre of the ground. The ruckman this time both missing it. Tom Murphy for Mukinbudin was one of them. He's up against Coldray, Ben Coldray.
And Liam Shadbold in there for Mukinbudin.
Okay. Shadbolt, thanks Daniel. And now the ball's on the ground. It's about to come out of the centre now. Still in the corridor, so this is good football by Kalannie. But it's now to be cleared out of defence for Mukinbudin, and that was Campbell Brown. This has got it to make the mark across the half forward line, or before that now across the half forward line. It's been kicked by Caleb Shadbolt up towards the left pocket on the scoreboard side, underneath the scoreboard that shows Kalannie 1 goal straight. No score for Mukinbudin on the scoreboard at the almost 3-minute mark of the first quarter, as the ball's now a free kick out there. Can you identify that player?
One of the Walker boys, I can tell you that much.
Okay, so we know it's a Mukinbudin free kick. The man on the mark's about 5 metres backward of the arc, so he should be able to at least get the distance. Whether the accuracy, he won't even get the distance here. The big man flying, no one can grab it from the air though. Now Kalannie with a couple of handballs, make that 3 handballs, make that 4 handballs from the goal box, is doing well now, gives it the cold.
Oh, he's ran too far.
There's a fair bit of Fremantle Dockers about that one. He 4 or 5 handballs and he's run too far.
Yeah, well, I don't think it was though. I thought he was hard done by.
Oh, I think he might have been a bit hard done by too. But
how many steps was it, Gary?
Oh, well, if you're going to count the steps, that might make me look wrong then, eh?
Oh, you could just tell they were going to talk themselves into turning it over some way or another.
So Shaddy's going back with confidence here, 55 out.
Yeah, Shaddy's Caleb Shadbolt. There's a couple of them out there, isn't there?
Yeah, that's right, Caleb there.
Yep.
He's usually up the other end.
Yeah, well, as long as he's kicking goals today, big excitement around this day at BENCUBBIN, no doubt. Now he's going to go for a pass. A bad idea, as breaking it up beautifully in that instant was Lewis Meldrum. Gets it down to the centre of the ground, and that same player on his left.
Dan Akers again, straight down.
Yeah, Akers gets the ball down. Beautiful low kick. Giving his team a chance. Dragging it off the deck and scoring a goal. It was his number 23 for Kalannie, is Ryan Eckert.
Yeah,
so well done. So Akers was instrumental now in both goals.
Yep.
And on the Shire of Mount Marshall scoreboard at the 4.5-minute mark of the first quarter here at BENCUBBIN, 2 goals straight to Kalannie. No score on the board for Mukinbudin. Luke, your thoughts about the first 5 minutes?
Yeah, they must be kicking with the wind, are they?
I don't think so.
No, again through Dan Akers, so they're obviously out there looking for him, and he's given a bit of confidence to drive it down the middle and give it to their big guys up forward. So it's
well, even if they
well
are kicking with the wind, this is the way to play wind, mate. Keep it low.
He hasn't moved too far from the corridor, but he's instrumental in there.
So now Mukinbudin breaking it, the ruck loss up in the centre. Picking it up is Nick Bow for Kalannie. Gets a handball out to Daniel Akers again, but this time he's on his wrong side. Gets it to half forward though. Picking it up is Ben Cowdray down there. Gets it to the top of the goal front. And now it's a chance for Lewis Meldrum, who's had it in defence in the last minute, and now he's in up forward, trying to score from the forward pocket. Couple of players pushing there as the ball is escorted over the line. It'll be thrown in about where the 50-metre arc meets the boundary line, so kicking towards the town end of the ground. Kalannie a chance to score from this throw in. Plenty of players around it. Finally it's gathered by Mukinbudin player, maybe that was number 7 out there. Yes, sorry, Conan Dadao. I've got his number changed, but he's pushed it now. The ball's kicked out towards the right forward pocket and punched over the line and out of bounds about 15 metres around from the right hand behind post. So there'll be a throw in, and once again a chance for Kalannie to score from this throw in. Plenty of players, especially in the 50-metre forward arc for the red and whites. From that ruck tap, right, beautiful ruck tap for a start. Was that down to Nathan Adler, who puts it through from a standing start, 20 metres from goals to bring up number 3 for Kalannie. So on the Shire of Mount Marshall scoreboard, we're now at the 7-minute mark of the first quarter, and it's 3 goals straight to Kalannie, and Mukinbudin haven't scored. Daniel?
Yeah, there's about 3 or 4 entries there for 3 scores, so Kalannie extremely efficient up forward there. I think Mucka just need to hold the footy up, hopefully, in the next couple of minutes and stem the bleeding at the moment, because Kalannie have flown out of the blocks, haven't they?
I'm having trouble reading this watch because I think the sun's giving it a headache. Right, so ball being thrown up once again. No one again can win the ruck, dropped at the feet, but in there working like a bulldog is Scott Smith. Sorry, it was Reuben Cowell, and he has kicked it towards forward, and there's been another Kalannie mark down there. Maybe too easy, Daniel. And it will be 35 metres out on a very slight angle, and that player is Nathan Adler again, by the looks.
Yeah, definitely. Straight out of the centre square again, Kalannie, in another 10 seconds after the pass goal at having another shot. So Nathan Adler, pretty good kick of the footy, should put this one through and they'll set up again.
There's no substitute for the corridor football, is there? So there's number 4, and actually I haven't been keeping the trace of the goal scorers, so I can't help.
I might as well do that. I'm not doing much else.
If you know who they've been, please, Luke.
Nathan Adler was that one.
He's kicked a couple, I think. So 4 goals now on the Shire of Mount Marshall scoreboard, and it's a one-horse race at this time of the game. And I wish I could read this stop clock, but it's just doing funny things. But it looks like, yeah, I got it down, 8.5 minutes into the first quarter. So that's 4 goals in 8 minutes. Ain't a bad effort. And that shows the value of corridor football and keeping ball going. Now it's across half back for Kalannie, but a kick out of defence by Regan Jeffries has found a teammate who's taken a mark, paid it anyway. That's Mitch Cameron, plays on quickly, gets it to a teammate. It might have been Akers on his wrong side who dropped the ball to the ground, but the umpire's called play on and given a free kick going to Kalannie. Can't recognise that play, but a kick will come into the corridor again. The open space lead was magnificent by Kalannie player Nathan Adler, who has taken the mark. The pass was right in front of him. That's where you've got to run into, so it couldn't be destroyed. And Adler will now go back from 45 metres and go for his 3rd goal in this match. Incredible football, eh?
Yeah, that was textbook, really. He the defender was right on him and giving him fair bit of pressure, but he still managed to get his hands on it. So pretty handy forward, this bloke, if he can kick this goal.
Wow, what a kick!
Giving him the commentator's curse.
I hadn't had the accuracy though. I thought it had the distance. It definitely had the distance, but I thought it had the accuracy, but I was wrong. So now 4 goals won on the Shire of Mount Marshall scoreboard at BENCUBBIN, and we're at the 10-minute mark now of the first quarter, as the balls are now on the pavilion wing, sorry, the complex wing, and players are jostling for it. Plenty of players around this one as well. Player brought to the ground for Kalannie as he gathers, and there'll be a throw up. So right in the on the centre of the wing, here on the complex side, the complex side. Big ruckman fly, that one won by Ryan Eckert, gets it down to a teammate, grub a kick, but it finds its mark in the player Kai Kachnik. He runs forward, drives it down, open space, what a goal, kicks from about
he's gone the inside out torpedo
out, and it's carried the whole height of all the players and bounced through. Magnificent effort. That should go down as a goal of the day contender, because he definitely went for that in my belief. Fellas, what do you reckon?
Absolutely, he's shown his soccer experience there, I think. He's had a lot of time with the round ball, and not sure if that one come up as he hoped, but it was a good result nonetheless. So it's a great goal there by Kai Kachnik, and injecting a bit of speed in the game, isn't he?
A couple of things that another thing they're doing really well is it's one grab gathering by the Kalannie side, isn't it?
Yeah, they're very clean.
Yeah.
They've been at pre-season training now for a fair few months, so that's showing a bit today already.
Are they the reigning premier?
Yep.
They are. Okay.
They are. I think they did lose a couple of players over the off-season, but it doesn't look like
you wouldn't think so.
They've lost too many, because the way they've started here is they've flown out of the blocks.
Okay, Daniel Akers also coaches the Central Wheatbelt Football League, doesn't he?
Yep.
So he's got both sides, yep. Okay, so now the ball going forward again. This is danger for the Mukinbudin side, but finally he's just backward to the centre. Ball kicked towards the right half forward on the rec complex side of the ground towards the pavilion right forward pocket, but there's a free kick now which will bring it back, I think. No, it's going to go to Mukinbudin, and the player taking the kick will be Reed Walker. Had a couple of touches already. Handballs to a player running past, and that's Coden Dado. He's probably wished he didn't handball to him now because he's kicked out of bounds on the full.
He's had a good start, Reed Walker. He went back with the flight early. Obviously a young player on the wing there, and he's really trying his heart out. So hopefully Mucka can start reaping the rewards from the efforts that he's done early.
Matt Murray clears from right back pocket now for Kalannie. A kick off half back now goes towards Mitch Cameron. He gets his bodywork going and gets the ball off the deck again, passes it. Would you believe the Mukinbudin defender was in the right place, missed the mark, it fell into the left of guess who, Nathan Adler. Another goal for him and another goal for Kalannie. Now we're at the 13.5-minute mark of the first quarter on the Shire of Mount Marshall scoreboard. You explain how that happened. Made it look so easy then, one of you guys.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. They're just under pressure at the moment. I think that was just an outcome of the pressure that Kalannie have put. They've been so clean, and the entries into the forward have been good. Unfortunately, Mucka couldn't hold that one, went out the back, and Kalannie just put on another one. So they're going to need one of their leaders here to stand up, Mucka, because at the moment, Kalannie, they're just hard to stop.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to get back with such an awesome start like Kalannie are having. At least they're in there having a go, just not up with the class yet, but let's hope they can fight their way out of this as the ball's still in the centre circle of all places after being thrown up, and the free kick will go Kalannie's way again for a high tackle. Good umpiring, definitely there. And Zach Sanderson, a recipient of the free kick, he's kicked it long. Once again, a lovely pass to a lead, but Mukinbudin equal to the task on this time. A handball out of defence and a kick goes to the left wing on the scoreboard side. Now it's Kalannie breaking up.
Here they go, they're out here, Mucka.
Yeah, a kick towards the corridor. Yeah, good mark behind. That's good lead, good mark. Umpires, there's only 6 players down there.
He's got the distance.
Player has played on after mark and then kicked the goal. Fantastic. Give him a hand, ladies and gents. It's great to see them score a goal. Regan Jeffries, Caleb Shadbolt again was the player. I'll get my teams right. I might have got my number. Yeah, I'll get my teams right. So.
They needed a leader to stand up then, Gary, and it was good to see Caleb obviously leading out, took it on himself and kicked the goal from about 55. So
let's give credit to the 2 playmakers before that though too. They were superb.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that was great. Maybe it's a tonic they need at the moment, Mukinbudin. So now at number 11 out there for Mukinbudin, Tom Murphy's going to be doing the ruck work. I think he's just come on the ground actually, but again there's no decisive ruck tap from any of the ruckmen at the moment. Now a handball out of a big pack. Oh, beautiful gather that time by number 10. Where are you, Max Fasolo? But the kick's astray, marked in defence that time by Trey Katniss, but he finds an opposition who in turn finds another opposition player. So Kalannie have got it under the scoreboard and it rolls out of bounds, and that scoreboard reads 6 goals 1 to Kalannie. Mukinbudin 1 goal straight on the Shire of Mount Marshall scoreboard. We're at the 16-minute mark of the first quarter here at BENCUBBIN Recreation Centre. So let's see if there's any attack out of there. A kick scrubbed towards the half forward line for Mukinbudin, but plenty of red and white around there, and one of them has got a free it's gone to Mukinbudin. It's the player that I've just mentioned, Tom Murphy. He's got the ball, gets it down to terrible kick. Player for Kalannie standing by himself, no one within 5-10 metres, and he's taken the mark, brought it out now to the complex side of the ground. So kick goes towards towards a teammate this time in Zach Sanderson. It hasn't left the 50-metre box in the centre of the ground at the moment. Plenty of players once again battling for it. That wind must be strong because the ball held up in the wind with that kick out of the centre. Shadpole Caleb unlucky not to get a free kick on that time for in the back. Now good teamwork though through Kalannie, bringing the ball out towards the left wing on the recreation complex side, and the ball's forced over the line and out of bounds when there'll be a throw in.
Yeah, it was a great effort there by Zach Alvaro in the middle for Mucka. Kalannie were out and looking to go forward and kick another goal, and Zach's just managed to even the contest and get it back the other way. So hopefully Mucka can get the clearance here and get another one before quarter time.
31-point deficit to Mukinbudin at this point. Now the ball was thrown in poorly, so the umpire rightly has asked the little boundary umpire to come in a bit closer and throw it in again. They're all playing the part, including the scoreboard folk, who I never got their names either, Luke, that's your fault. From that throw-in again, no one can touch balls from this ruck work. There's another probable in the back. The umpire doesn't agree, there'll be a throw-up. Still in front of the recreation complex side at BENCUBBIN Oval, and the ball comes back and over the line again. So it's a bit of a stalemate over the last few minutes.
They're just starting to even things up here, Mucka, so yes. It's good to see that the game's a lot more even than what it was in the first 10 minutes, but Mucka are starting to work themselves into the game.
And the Bulldogs just haven't had a bit of flow for the last 5 or 10 minutes, have they, Daniel? So
no, they haven't. There's a young midfield that the Mukinbudin Rams have got, and they're starting to even up the contest. A lot of new players I think they've got for Mucka this season, so they're just working themselves into the game, and that's a great mark there by number 10, Zach Alvaro, who's had a couple of really good efforts this first quarter.
The pass was brilliant, but unfortunately was
too quick for his teammate.
Mark Spencer Jarvis. Now it's brought back. Joel Shadbolt gets it for Mukinbudin, puts it up towards the 50-metre arc, the forward 50-metre arc, but now it's equal to the task is Kalannie now bringing it back, but Caleb Shadbolt gets it, puts it in towards the pavilion pocket, end of the ground, 4 in favour of the Mukinbudin side. But let me tell you, Kalannie are making them work overtime when they go forward, the opposition, and good mark that time by a Ram player, and that was Joel Shadbolt, who sends it up. That wind definitely is strong. I must apologise to you, Luke, because now it's holding up when they kick it up very high as the ball goes out of bounds with a kick into the forward line. It's about 20 metres around from the right hand behind post, and there'll be a throw-in, but it also means a chance for Mukinbudin to score from this throw-in.
Yeah, number 10's actually Max Fasolo, so I was reading off the wrong sheet here, Gary, not Zach Alvaro. So, yeah, just correct that Max Fasolo has had a really good first quarter for Mucka and been in some really good efforts. So, just make sure, yeah, we've got Max Fasolo as number 10 here.
It's all good on yours, Gary. I hadn't done Daniel's.
Okay.
We're working our way through it, but
just letting it be. I thought Zach would be pretty happy with his first quarter in the commentary.
I knew there'd be something about you getting out of bed too late. Anyway, Caleb Shadbolt will have his shot. I missed it when I was trying to be a comedian with these two, and he'll shoot from about 20 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Probably no problem for him if he keeps it low, which he does, and it just scrapes in. That is experience plus. Magnificent goal. Brings up goal number 2 for Mukinbudin on the Shire of Mount Marshall scoreboard. They move on to 2 goals straight. Kalannie 6 goals 1, and we're 21 minutes into the first quarter. Fantastic stuff, fellas, that one.
Absolutely, and you went through Caleb's experience before the game. It's obviously showing there. He's kicked the last 2 goals of the game for Mucka and really standing up when they needed someone. So great to see Mucka getting themselves back in the contest.
Let's see what happens from here. Your work will start soon, fellas, at quarter time when you run down your list and pick your better players. So now the margin just 4 goals 1 in favour of Kalannie. There's a free kick and it will go to Kalannie, Ben Cowdray. They're rotating their ruckman, Kalannie, and that's another thing that might be bamboozling the Mukinbudin side maybe. A big destroy was good for Mukinbudin, but they weren't good enough on the deck to get it. Oh, great flow now coming from Kalannie, and the pass was underground looking for a leading player, which is clever, but didn't find him with a fickle bounce. It is about 30 metres, 35 metres from goal. Player picking it up, having a snapshot, may have kicked a goal. I've just got to get his number. Fantastic, look, got 23 has kicked that. So for Kalannie, that's Ryan Eckert. He's done some good things today, and yes, and make sure we'll run through the goal scores as well, because I've been.
Yeah, all over it. That's why I'm not talking much. I'm pretty busy. I'm pretty busy here tallying them up for Kalannie.
Sounds like he's good at making excuses.
Yeah, it was just too easy there for Ryan Eckert. The ball slipped out the back, and he had about a minute to get himself ready and have a shot on goal.
That's right, in second quarter. So
they're hunting in packs. The Bulldogs, aren't they? They look they're hard to counter when they're doing that.
Yeah. Bit of a tsunami going their style of game at the moment. They're just getting the ball forward.
Great to watch though. Now a ruck tap out of the centre, kick towards Kalannie player in Lewis Meldrum. He's gone quiet after a good first 5-10 minutes. Now a handball comes out to a teammate though. Vincent Ullman gets it to a half forward. Now reading the ricochet off a player was Matt Dinsdale. Deserved the goal, and it was only one behind though. He should. No, it is a goal. Sorry. So fantastic football, and so Kalannie on the Shire of Mount Marshall scoreboard move on to 8 goals won, Mukinbudin 2 goals straight, and we're at the 23.5 minute mark of the first quarter, fellas.
Yeah, it was a good finish there by Matty Dinsdale, and once again Kalannie just super clean. They went through a period there where Mucka really evened it up, and we didn't see they were moving the ball as they would like to, but they've picked it up again towards the back end of this quarter, and yeah, really great display of teamwork and clean footy, which is great to see.
So it looked like a free kick may have been given, but it wasn't. But Cowdray for Kalannie gets it to a teammate just in between the right wing and right half forward playing floater. That's the sort of kick you don't want to try to mark, but when it hits the deck, Lewis Meldrum has a chance and misses everything. Kicks it out of bounds about 2 metres around from the right hand behind post, so there will be a kick into play for Mukinbudin, and that player will be Lockie Coombe. So we'll see where he goes with this. As long as he keeps it low and direct, he should be right. It certainly was low, but it wasn't direct. Caleb Shadbold from centre half forward has led all the way down to the left half back flank on the scoreboard side to get a kick, would you believe? And it hasn't even reached the wing with his left footer, so the ball's been forced out of bounds. So we're now 24.5 minutes into the first quarter. Is it 25-minute quarters plus time on it? It is, right. So we're almost about to end the time on, and the 6 goals won advantage to the reigning Premier Kalannie at this stage. Kick goes now towards Mukinbudin's goal, picked up quickly by the little wingman out there, gets it into the corridor, but one Ram has got 3 opposition.
Yeah, Trey Catnish wasn't going to lose that foot race.
Yeah, it's kicked out where number 11 again has got it for Kalannie with speed. Matt Dinsdale gets it down to Lewis Meldrum, is now once I bagged him, has got into the game again, gets it down to the left half forward pocket. Player coming to destroy the ball over the line and out of bounds. A Kalannie player was praying for a free kick, but the umpire too smart for that. There'll be a throw-in. 5 metres around from the left hand behind post for the Kalannie side, a chance to score number 9 before half time, quarter time, if good enough. Ruck tap was won by Kalannie's player 23, Zachary Alvaro, and the free kick now for kicking out of bounds on the full on the left half forward flank will go to, I can't see the player, he's obscured through some
27.
Other
Stuart Tunstall, by the looks of things, for Kalannie.
I can't even see where the oh, there he is.
He's going for dugout. He's going for goal of the day here anyway.
Yeah, he is.
Not bad.
That's what the wind has done. He's kicked it out of bounds in the full. I thought he might have even scored a behind with that one. looked close, but it wasn't. So who we got? Liam Shadbolt will take a kick in from right back pocket, keeps it on the recreation complex side, but the kick had distance, but they're carried over the line out of bounds, and the full great pass by Lewis Meldrum. He's had the touches of class, and that one was another one, but taking the mark is the big ruckman in Ben Cowdray. He's 55 metres out by the time he has a shot on a very simple angle, but that wind's playing tricks if he's going to kick it high.
The way they've been kicking today, I'm going to back him in to kick this.
Oh, he's a good kick, is he? So
he looked pretty handy in the warm-up. I reckon he could dob it. No, hasn't allowed for enough wind.
Looks like you owe me a raffle ticket there, Danny. So at quarter time of this fantastic day in Bencubbin at the Rec Centre, 8 goals to now Kalannie, and Mukinbudin are 2 goals straight. And now we go over to Daniel and Luke to tell us the firstly the goal scorers. I don't know if you want to share the teams, and then your better players for each side.
Yeah, so we got Nathan Adler. He's got 3 goals for the quarter. Very good. I had him down as their best for the quarter. He was a good target down there, giving him plenty of confidence. 2 goals to Matty Dinsdale and Brian Eckert. So yeah, they were pretty handy as well. Dan Akers and captain Ruben Kale, really good for Kalannie also. Just the 2 goals for Caleb Shadbolt from Mucka. But yeah, Max Fasolo had a really good quarter. He gave him a couple of opportunities, but too many times there was just no one home for Mucka. It just rebounded straight back over the midfielder's head. So young Eden Walker's having a crack too for Mucka.
Yeah, absolutely. Sensational start to the footy out here. Obviously been 10 goals and only the 1 or 2 behind. So the way they're obviously moving the ball in has been into the right areas, and obviously reflective of the scoreboard. So a really good start.
We're having a couple of conversations.
And we're just getting the timing sorted here with the umpires.
You can, not busy.
No.
So we're just sorting out a couple of things here. But
I've spent all week trying to sort the timekeepers out, telling them they need to all be on the same page with the umpires, and now they're all asking me questions.
Well, bloody timekeeper's the bloody president of the WA Country Football.
He's just making it up as he goes then, I reckon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's your board to work with, mate.
Oh yeah, what do you got here?
I see John Douglas has thrown in a beanie. Is that for the best on ground, is it?
You've only got 2, so you have to choose between.
Yeah, okay.
I might need it. It's bloody bit icy here still at the moment with the wind.
Yeah. But anyway, now, by the way, I am bagging Luke here, but I want to...
Fairly copping it. Someone needs to cop it.
No, but I want to tell the people out there something I learnt this morning, that Luke in 2011 made the Landmark Country All-Stars, which is no mean feat.
Yeah, where you been talking to?
Not many people can that have competed at the annual country championships can say they've done that. In 2011, 2013 and 2016 won the league fairest and best here at the BENCUBBIN Football Club. He captained the club to a premiership in 2013, was league coach in 2018 and 19, and is the current director. But Luke, I believe that you have one thing that fell foul on you, if you'd like to explain to the people why you're not playing a regular game yet.
Yeah, I got my dad's knees. That's what happened, really.
Yeah, tell the truth.
Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, that's what I'm...
Yeah, well, I had my 3rd knee recon July last year, and then just a few weeks ago I was having a big pre-season, so I could maybe play a game or 2 this year, but I've done my ACL again during football training, so I think, yeah, it's just not meant to be. I think I'm safer sitting behind the desk here with you.
So you're going to take on the commentary, you think?
Oh, I don't think so.
If the first quarter's anything to go by, I think...
Well, do you guys want to mention the first quarter, because we're about to leave that soon and get on to the second?
Yeah, definitely. It was a really good start and display of footy. Obviously a bit of a win by the looks of things going down to Kalannie's end. But yeah, really good display of country footy to kick things off here in the Central Wheatbelt for the season out here, and obviously Kalannie picking up from where they left off last year and showed a really good start there. Couple of new players that we haven't seen before fitting into the team nicely. Dan Akers strong through the middle as he was last year, and a couple of handy forwards have kicked multiple goals already. So I think Kalannie are going to be a really good side this year, and they've shown that in the first quarter. Mucka, obviously a few younger players that really stood up there later stages of that quarter, and good to see Caleb Shadbolt still showing his class as a footballer, kicking their 2 goals to kick things off. So I think there's a bit of upside for Mucka. Hopefully they can use the breeze this quarter to kick a couple back, but really good start from Kalannie.
I'll give you a chance, Daniel, to win your raffle ticket back if you can tell me which coach here today played for the West Coast Eagles.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to have to say Daniel Akers. Played for the. I know he played for the West Coast Reserve, so
yeah, he did in the waffle.
The waffle.
I was trying to catch you out, but I couldn't. That was 2019.
Well, I thought it was a trick question, so I had a 50-50 chance. I was going to go Justin Sprigg.
Big names on there.
But yeah, Dan Akers, obviously a classy footballer, and he showed that in the first quarter. So there's a few handy footballers out here today with plenty of experience, but yeah, Dan Akers was an easy choice there.
Second quarter's about to start in the Central Wheatbelt Football League from the BENCUBBIN Rec Centre, with a 6-2 lead going to the reigning Premier Kalannie at the first break. The big ruckman fly. This one's won. Ruckman looking for a green and gold jump. It hasn't done so on that occasion though. Kalannie in the centre, kicking out of there by Ben Cowdray. Goes to the left half forward flank. Still in the corridor though. Pick up that way, time by Lewis Meldrum. His handball went astray. Good lead that time by a player who gathers the handball. That's Kai Katnich, but his kick was offline. The target was there. A leading player, but couldn't get to him. Finally, it looks like Mukinbudin a chance to clear out of after a couple of handballs out of defence. They have broken the defensive 50-metre arc. The ball's now underneath the scoreboard as the players are trying to move it further down the right side of the ground, but now cleaning up the Bulldogs from the left wing. A ball being kicked open and to the corridor. The umpires paid him up, but I think he might have blown the whistle a little bit too quick, but who cares?
A little bit generous there, I think, Shane. Yeah. Didn't quite have hold of it properly.
So that player, Nathan Adler, he's looking for 10 today, I imagine. How many has he kicked?
3 now. This will be good for his 4th.
More. Sorry.
He's missed that one though. He's going to get his eye back in.
And look what the wind did that time. Yep. That's the difference, kicking into it. And that's when you should be kicking low.
I think the difference there in that little stretch of play was just skills. Mucka missed 2 or 3 handballs and they're making it hard work for themselves, whereas Kalannie just bang, target after target, they just keep hitting them.
So now ball's being kicked out, 1-on-1 out there, so there's a chance for either side. The umpire's blown his whistle and found a free kick though, and that's going to go to Kalannie. I can't tell you what it was for, but the recipient is Zach Sanderson. He's on a very tough angle. Is he a left footer? I think he is. Or not, just on.
Well, he's looking pretty confident lining up. He's about 55 out there.
I think he might be
going into the
breeze. If he is, it's on the right side for a left footer, if you know what I mean. We'll soon tell. No, maybe not. He seems to be holding it on the right side now. So it's a hard shot from there.
Yeah, it's not a bad effort.
It's a very good effort, but I saw a shadow, which tells me it's one behind.
He got the distance.
Oh, so we got a new sponsor for the quarter 2, by the way, for the scoreboard, Delta Agri-Business scoreboard. It's 1 goal, 8 goals, 3 to Kalannie, to 2 goals straight to Mukinbudin. Now the ball's across half.
There's the
forward.
pace of Kai Katnich.
Katnich, playing a good game, but his pass on this occasion hasn't found red on white. Good marking defence there by Mukinbudin player. Brings it out towards the left wing. Plenty of players ready to feed this out. Finally, it's sitting out with a handball to Zach Anderson. He runs 10, then boots it downfield. The mark, I was going to say the lead will be marked by the player down there in Mitch Cameron. It was fantastic kick too, and this guy's got dangerous ever since I bagged him. Lewis Meldrew has received that short pass, and he'll have a shot for goal now.
Pretty unselfish, aren't they? They're just kicking around like a training run.
They're a team, and that's why they're very good.
That's right. They've put him in a pretty good position to kick this goal.
I did mention in the first quarter the secret of football is not kicking to a player, kick it to the hole in front of him, and they're doing that. In that case, it was a hole behind the marksman, so that was fantastic football.
Can finish too, by the look of that one.
Oh, he might have touched over the post, I think it's gone over the post from where I stand, Luke, I'm sorry.
Well, I reckon send it to a score review. It looked good from here.
Yeah, well, I'll probably win another raffle ticket, so I don't care. So on the Delta Agribusiness scoreboard, it's 8 goals for to Kalannie, 2 goals for Mukinbudin from the BENCUBBIN Rec Centres again. Number 12 getting busy, Zach Sanderson went for a lead again in front.
Yeah, good couple of efforts there from Liam Shadbolt. He held that up nicely from Mucka.
Absolutely. Let's hope they can just get it out into the open and run, Mukinbudin. They're not short of tries, that's for sure. So no one can take a clean ruck tap once again. It ricochets off attempted soccer on that occasion. It's come out of the 50-metre arc, though the defensive part for Mukinbudin, but a late tackle and good umpiring down there will go a free kick that will be transferred within about 25 metres now. So that was careless football by the Mukinbudin player, probably frustrated football more to the point, and the recipient of the kick, Matt Dinsdale. As he kicked
and he's going for his third.
He's kicked at least, going for his third, right. Let's see if he can do that. Oh, that's a beautiful kick. That's folded with the wind and gone straight through the centre. They're playing champagne football out here. The Kalannie side, now they move on to 9-4 to 2 goals straight Mukinbudin on the Delta Agribusiness scoreboard.
Yeah, the system's holding up again well in this second quarter here. The Mucka side are willing and trying hard, but struggling to get it across halfway. And the repeat entry there for Kalannie, just able to get there first on the board for the second term, and a great finish there by Matty Dinsdale to bring up his third goal for the game.
The second term, which is 6 minutes old. So as Daniel said, it took them their time. The defence of Mukinbudin were working overtime, and it probably paid.
And we just about got blown off our seats here. You can feel the wind here in the commentary box.
Gary still reckons it's not that windy though.
Yeah, you don't know my crack record, so you better be quiet. Here we go, chance for Mucka. This commentary team's not big enough for 2 comedians, by the way, Luke. Okay.
Here we go, Mucka's got a
the big fly that time by Mukinbudin's number 7 is Coden Dedow, and he's hurt himself when he's hit the deck. That's not good to see. No, a free kick. I missed that. But anyway, it's not Dedow that's going to get the kick. Can anyone reckon there's a little fella? He was a little wingman in that first quarter. I can't tell you who he is. Once he kicks a goal, we might learn. Oh, he's a bit slack the way he kicked it, but he likes it. He was happy with it. Yeah.
Youngest
and now you can't see him at all because he's got about 10 players around him. He's disappeared.
He's only about half their size too. I think he played juniors this morning.
Oh, right. Oh, very good. Well, he's done a couple of good things, hasn't he? That first quarter, he put the ball forward beautifully.
Absolutely.
So well done. I'll leave it to you guys to identify because
he's not going to show us his number.
Although we might be able to see him turn around now. But that was good play.
It's a bloody flowing mullet anyway. That's one of the better ones out there. I know there's a handful of them, but that's a ripper.
Number 2, there we are. Dylan Farmer.
Yes, he's probably the youngest player out there with where we stand, eh?
Absolutely, yeah. It was a great finish and good to get on the board early.
The big ruckman fly again. The ball drops in between them. I can't believe this today. I honestly can't remember a day that has happened so often. Maybe it is the win, Luke. Free kick to Mukinbudin. Could this be 2 in a row? Reed Walker has been excellent for the green and golds. Pass was brilliant. Caleb Shedbowl lead, magnificent, all experience once again. Should be no trouble for him, but once again it all depends on how high or how he uses the wind with this kick. But he proved in that first quarter he can kick him against the wind.
Yeah, I reckon Justin, their coach at quarter time, told him get it to Caleb and don't let him pass it, because every time he gets it in there and he has a crack, he kicks the goal just like that.
He has 2 in a row, so well done to the Rams. Fantastic.
Do you reckon that was Justin or Caleb's advice at quarter time there, Luke?
Yeah, so
well,
this
maybe
is good to see. We're at the 9-minute mark of the second quarter, and in the last couple of minutes we've seen Mukinbudin put on a couple of goals. Let's hope they can keep the momentum going. There are 3 goals straight now on the Delta Agribis scoreboard, business scoreboard, and 9 goals for showing Kalannie. So the game.
And Reed Walker's had a good start there. He's unselfish. He probably could have had a shot himself. Probably tested at the distance, but yeah, team play. He's obviously found a good kick in Caleb Shedbowl, and he wasn't going to miss from there. So great play there from Reed Walker again, who's had a really good start.
So the ruckman fly doesn't no advantage in the winning ruck tap on that occasion, when the free kick goes to Kalannie in the middle, kick out of the centre, goes down to the right, half forward flank, good mark in front of the opposition defender, and that player Zach Sanderson, don't tell me he hasn't been busy today either. Even in this quarter he's been outstanding, and there's a whistle gone. Which way is this going? It's going to go Mukinbudin's way. Can they get the ball down and kick 3 in a row with this win? So the recipient of that kick was Tom Murphy. The kick bounces in between a couple of Kalannie players, but none can control or mark. It's on the ground. Players converge from everywhere to tackle and try to gather the ball, and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. So we're now 10 and a half minutes into the second quarter on the Delta Agribusiness scoreboard. 9 goals for to Kalannie. Mukinbudin 4 goals straight from that ruck tap. A good gather in the centre by Nick Bow. Gets the ball out towards a teammate just in the 50-metre arc. Handballs over his shoulder to another teammate, Vincent Allman. Shoots from about 40 metres out. Again, Champagne football by the leader of this game in Kalannie, and that was great to watch, you fellas. It brings up another goal.
Absolutely, they're getting out of the middle there well. Really good to see. Just clean again, Kalannie are, and it's really showing their class at the moment, being able to get that out clearly and put it out to a leading forward, and yeah, kicking the goal from about 45 metres out.
Just that pinpoint accurate handball that gave them so much space.
Yeah, it was, and that's what I'm saying. It's that space is what we talked about halfway through that, or at a quarter time maybe. So,
yeah, it's making a huge difference at the moment.
Who kicked it? Was that Oldham?
Oh yeah, Vincent Oldham. Take a good side to beat Kalannie, what I've seen in front of me today, I'll tell you. That from that tackle from behind has earned a free kick to Mukinbudin. Superb umpiring, called play on. Now the Rams with a chance. A mark has been taken across left half forward down there for Mukinbudin, and that's Coden Dada. I like these game too, fellas. He's been very busy.
Just great awareness there by Campbell Brandis. Took the advantage play on and really cut through the Kalannie midfielders and hit up Coden Dada again.
Great awareness by the umpire too, it has to be said. And the
lovely finish.
Is immaculate. They've learned a quarter-time lesson. Both sides, I think, have learned a quarter-time lesson. It's been fantastic. Well done. So now on the Delta Agribusiness scoreboard, we're 12 and a half minutes into the second quarter, and it's pegged back a bit. 5 goals straight is good to see on the scoreboard for Mukinbudin. 10 goals for to Kalannie. Let's hope they can keep clawing their way back. The Rams will be good. So what do you think the differences has been since a quarter time, Daniel?
Yeah, just the cleanness around the footy. We spoke about it just before. Kalannie are just super clean and are making a few mistakes, and Mucka are just trying to get their rhythm at the moment. But it was great to see them fighting back there, and yeah, really good play from Campbell Brandis, and really clean to hit up Coden Dadau, and a great finish by him. So hopefully that can spark a bit of a run on here by Mucka.
This time balls can be kicked to half forward, but a Kalannie player in between two opposition players taken the mark. That was Brodie Lowe. Handball still a teammate. Cross and half back. Lowe regathers it by a handball. Now they're only toying with Mukinbudin across half back, the red and white. Finally a kick to the left wing is marked out there. Kick now towards underneath the scoreboard. No one can mark, but a chance now for Lewis Meldrum, who gathers 55 metres out, has a pass up forward. Good defensive work that time by Mukinbudin. The ball is destroyed, brought to the ground. The kick has found the opposition player just backward of the 50-metre arc. A handball back in, over to Nick Bow, is 40 metres from goal for Kalannie. Can't do anything with it. Giving away a free kick though, I think. Or is it going to get one? Was it a high?
It's gone against Mucka there.
Oh, hello.
Kalannie's way, but yeah, that pressure there from Mucka was just making them rush. It's really good to see.
Ben Cowdray, the recipient, though, I had my focus on Bow on that occasion. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Cowdray's got the kick, and he might have got a lucky just one there. Kicked it. It's pity it wasn't touched at all. It looked like it could have been, but it's a goal. Well done to Kalannie. They have goal number 10 on the board now.
And you can see why Ben Cowdray put his name on that one. He liked his chances from 55
Yeah, well,
there.
you lost a ticket on him last time, remember? Anyway.
He's got one back.
It's a bit healthy, 11 goals for, sorry. It's on the board out there. You agree with that? They got 11 goals? So the ball's just taking its time to get back. Doing the ruck work out there. This time will be Lockie Coombe for Mukinbudin. Just got to identify the
I think it's
other
10
player.
goals. 11.
Yeah, Urquhart, was it? Anyway,
yeah,
going
great
forward,
clearance again.
Underneath it, Lewis Meldrum's had a very good second quarter. Handballs to Daniel Akers on his left foot. Went for the pass instead of a shot. He probably could have got that, I feel, with the kicking I saw in the first quarter. But anyway, it's in their 50-metre arc still, and it's Cowdray again who's got the kick. And again, I didn't see what the kick was for.
Might have been kicking in danger there, I think.
Okay, kicking in danger. So he's 45-degree angle, and he's certainly within reach. So let's see what he does with this one. Oh, the goal umpire hasn't moved. It's parted his hairdo. And a 6-pointer for the Kalannie side once again. 12 goals or whatever behind. That was a goal, wasn't it? 12 goals, 5 are they?
I think only a couple, yeah. It looks like the one thing that they've been drilled into over the pre-season is their kicking practice. They've been pretty good from the set shots. I think they've only missed 1 or 2 throughout all the 11 set shots they've had today, so it's great to see.
Well, we could probably really comment on that if you see them against the second best side in the competition, and that might be after the first series. You know, Mukinbudin might have gone backwards since last year, where these guys might have even got better.
Yeah, they do look like a very young side, Mukinbudin. I think they've got...
well, that's where they get their speed from, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a chance again, a chance out of the centre, but missing an opportunity was Ryan Eckert. It drops to the floor. Oh, great bit of determination that time by... that's coded Dadau. He gets it down to the half forward, taking the mark is Callum Shadbolt, takes a play, it plays on. He's going to break the 50-metre arc. He breaks that arc, shoots. If that's a goal, I'll walk to China in the nude. It's one behind only. Yeah, I thought he was taking on a bit too much. I'm glad he didn't kick it now. So 5 goals, 1. The first behind on the board for the Mukinbudin side. Oh, good stretch that time by Dadau. He's probably their best player best ram out there in my opinion. Dadau, he's been superb over the 2 and a bit quarters. 1 and a bit quarters, sorry. Once again, that sun's given my time clock a headache. Can't read it.
Yeah, they get a chance here, Mucka.
So Mukinbudin taking a free kick, soft one, but anyway, don't tell him Shadbolt's going to get this.
He's done
it.
He hasn't.
What? No. Did it go through? What a magnificent effort, though, by Shadbolt. Again, class and experience. They're both having a laugh about it, Shadbolt and his marksman, that bounced like a Shane Warne spinner and went towards the goals, but was touched just before it reached.
We rolled the oval during the week. I reckon we should have rolled it again. It might have bounced through that one, I reckon.
So taking the mark in front of the complex here at BENCUBBIN, and kicking it down there was number 23 Ryan Eckert. Got it to a teammate in Nathan Adler, too far from goals for him to score, but a player that does get the ball and pushed off his attempt and shot for goals is Adler, sorry. So he's gone back down there from his kick, and maybe it wasn't him that got it across half forward then. Anyway, Nathan Adler kicked the goal for Kalannie. There's no question about that. Number 8, or was it 7 now? Oh, I'm lost.
I think it was Cowdray.
Yeah, it was Cowdray. So
both had a hand in it anyway.
It was Adler on that half forward, yeah.
They've had a fair bit to do with most of the players for this first half of footy, those two, so
when it goes
they're always
forward,
amongst it.
Yeah, I was just about to say, when it goes forward, so many players touch the ball for them, don't they?
It was coast to coast there. It was a great show of footy. And I think Dan Akers, Kalannie coach, has been watching the Saints play, the way they're playing on from the man on the mark, exploiting the stand rule at the moment, and every time they get an opportunity, they're just going from the man on the mark with a handball out to a free runner. So something that Mucka need to shut down, I think, in the second half.
So Daniel Akers gets the ball out to a teammate who marks Mitch Cameron just on the left wing. Handballs to Nick Bowe, who goes towards the corridor. Good defence.
He's paid the mark.
Reading the play, I don't know if it was a mark, but it was paid a mark, and I can't recognise that player out there, but it's Mukinbudin at centre half back. The ball's kicked out.
Good kick.
It was a good kick. It found green and goal in the end, and that was the main thing. Game being played on quickly out of defence for Mukinbudin. Very close to the boundary line. In fact, it's still just in play. Plays right in front of the commentary position now. A very high kick, stopped, had time to have a smoke, and then dropped to the ground, towards the ground, and taken the mark. What was that for?
Downfield after the kick.
Okay. And now Kalannie going forward through Bowe again. Nick Bowe, he gets it towards a teammate and marks Matt Dinsdale. He's about 60 metres out. His pass was off cue. In the back pocket, it's Ben Alvaro. Might have gone for holding the ball. See what the umpire says. No, maybe a throw-in. Waiting for a hand signal up. He's going to be thrown in. So Alvaro was that player that cleared it from that free kick initially. So a chance now for Kalannie to score goal number 13 from this throw-in. They are 12-5 on the Delta Agribista scoreboard. And there'll be a free kick to Alvaro again.
It's great ruck work there from the Kalannie ruckman. Mucka are lucky to stop that one. There was a Kalannie player flicked out the back and streaming straight on goal, so they did well to hold that one up.
Liam Shadbolt has the kick, who took the mark. Oh, big fly that time by Kodan Dado. Just missed the attempt to mark. They got up very high. It looked good. And usually marks that look good win the mark of the year.
Might have to check him for altitude sickness at half time. He's been up there a bit today.
Almost hit the Cessna going past. As now
he's too strong.
Shadbolt, what class!
He should have a crack from there.
Use his strength.
It's got to come back a bit.
Use his strength.
And he has.
Oh, fantastic football. We're watching a class act out here. Actually, they haven't done too bad, Mukinbudin. As I said, Dada's just fired me up today, and Shadbolt down the other end has been superb as well.
He used the wind beautifully there. He knew where it was going and just managed to bring it back nicely. He's great one-handed grab there, Caleb, and he's keeping Mucka in it, isn't he? He's had 5 shots on goal and nailed 4 of them. So hopefully stopped a bit of momentum for Mucka, and they can hold on until half time and maybe sneak another.
I can't tell you how far away half time is because my time clock at the moment is just blank.
They probably don't know anyway. Going off the first quarter.
I think Shaddy's trying to work it out in the commentary and the timers box as well.
Okay, let's restart the game. This time Ruck Tap Won by Kalannie's Ben Cowdrey back in the centre doing the ruck. Gets it to Nick Bowe. He has short passes. Found Daniel Akers. He could kick a goal from there, but he's not going to try. He went down the corridor.
Yeah,
maybe a good selection. I thought, why would he? Because there was 2 against 2. But Matt Dinsdale, who's been all class 2, they're hard players to stop. They got height, they've got fitness, and they got a bit of ability, these guys down there forward for Kalannie.
Yeah, he's very versatile, Matty Dinsdale, and he's kicked a couple. What's he going for here, Luke?
This will be his 4th if he sneaks it through.
Not a bad effort.
It's a very good effort.
That is how you kick a goal against the wind. Probably put it a bit too high, but he's still got the maximum effort out of it. So well done to Matt Dinsdale. Kick 4 now, as Luke Yates tells us. And
I'm not sure how many seasons Dinners has played for Kalannie, but he's been around for a while now.
It's probably almost a decade, I would have to say.
Well, that's how long you've been here. You've been here 11, haven't you, Chips?
I wish the
Wheatbelt.
scoreboard guys would get out of the way of the score. 13-5, they've won in the massive.
I reckon they've gifted Kalannie 1, so I think it might be 12 goals.
Okay then. We'll find out at half-time when the goal umpires confer in the middle. But this time the ruck trap, no effect from the throw-in. It's just about to lead the centre through a free kick, in fact. And that will go to Bowe in the centre once again. He's playing well too. They all are for the red and whites. Matt Dinsdale, who's kicked the last one, just gets it towards a leading player out close to the left forward pocket. He's marked it. He's be out of the 50-metre arc, but it doesn't matter. Runner Lewis Meldon runs past, receives the handball and gets it to the top of the goal front, and taking the mark down there is a Kalannie player will go around and kick this for another major. With Kalannie kicking towards the pavilion end of BENCUBBIN Recreation Centre Oval today. Number 8's that player, and that's Nathan Adler. So that makes him 4 or 5.
4 goals. That's the first one for the quarter for Adler.
So Adler 4 goals.
And he's done well there. It was a 2-on-1, but he's just hard man to stop at the moment. Nathan Adler kicked his 4th goal, and he was too strong, beating the 2 mucker defenders. So
that really should have been a mucker clearance, but yeah, unfortunately for mucker, they just got a bit out of position there, and he took an easy mark right in front of goals.
The method of football's been their highest point, isn't it?
Yeah, they are playing really clean footy at the moment.
They are.
Kalannie, and out in the central Wheatbelt, it makes a big difference. Yeah, they're a class above at the moment.
Just
and here they go again.
Yes, ball's now handball coming out to Cowdrey again, shooting. It was a mongrel kick, like it was a wheat bag, and it's travelled like it and scored one behind.
Dan Akers has been instrumental in the middle. He's put himself on the wing to start this quarter, but since he's been in the middle, they've got it out every time. 14-6, sorry. Kalannie to Mukinbudin 6-2 on the Delta Agri. Coden Dadau's a good effort there. He dropped the mark but won the free kick, and
yeah, he's been outstanding, as I've said. Dadau now, the kick, you wrap them up and they stuff it up. It was terrible, but luckily the Shane Warren bounce found a Mukinbudin teammate who couldn't do anything better with it either, but it comes back. He's got a chance to recover. To Dadau, yes. This one's a bit better. It went down the corridor at least, but to the wrong player, unfortunately. Marking across half back was Kalannie's Matt Murray. He finds a teammate now on the complex side. Quickly plays on, gathering it off the ground. Matt Dinsdale. Dinsdale gets it to the teammate in Vincent Ullman. He plays on very quickly, short pass to his teammate in Zach Sanderson. Try stopping these fellas. They're like a torrent going down forward. A kick from the half forward line.
They've got a few extras at the moment, don't they?
It was Cowdrey again. He has been busy for a big man. Cowdrey's been all over the place. Marked down there in the right forward pocket, the pavilion pocket, is number 27. I don't have a 27.
I don't know who's here from Champion Data, but they'll be pretty busy over there.
Stuart Tunstall we've got on the master sheet here.
Was initially selected as 27. It's been crossed out.
Yeah, I think he's got a different jumper on.
Okay. It's one behind only, so he'll probably be put back on the bench anyway after that. So now, as the siren goes for half time, and let's hope we can get this time clock, which did stop halfway through that second quarter, resuscitated before we come back for quarter 3. But anyway, the Delta Agribusiness scoreboard at half time is 14 goals 7 to 6 goals 3. The margin was 6 goals 2 at quarter time, so now it's 8 goals 5. To tell us all about their where the difference was, their opinion on both, will give their opinion on where the difference was between the two sides, give us the goal kickers and also the better players to half time. Here's Daniel and Luke.
So yeah, Ben Cowdray's kicked three for the quarter. I've got Nathan Adler kicked 1, a couple for Dinsdale. So that's for Kalannie. And Caleb Shadbolt kicked another 2, so he's had another consistent quarter. Pity he couldn't chalk up a few more with the wind there, but I think Kalannie's just playing with that a fair bit more confidence. They might be missing a Blake Smith out there. I reckon he's probably planning on starting his pre-season this week coming, maybe. I don't know. Apparently he's on the air seater, but he would be pretty handy out there for Mucka today. They need a bit more experience. I think those young blokes are really having a crack, but it's just not bouncing their way. A few skills are letting them down a little bit, and it's just bouncing all for Kalannie.
Yeah, just walking off to half time there, you can see Mucka's completely undersized compared to some of the big Kalannie midfielders and forwards, so that's where you can see, I think, a couple of those bigger forwards really taking them to the sword in the first half and kicking multiple goals. But they're having a crack, which is good to see. They're a young side, as Luke mentioned, and Kalannie are just extremely well drilled. They're obviously coming off the premiership out here last year, and it looks like Dan Akers got them to work early in the pre-season, and they've just been able to pick up where they left off last year and put on a really good performance in that first half.
Okay, so have you gone through the better players in your opinion, Daniel, for that one?
Yeah, definitely. Starting with Mukinbudin, I think obviously Caleb Shadbolt has been a class above for them that quarter and half. He kicked, I think, 4 goals, Luke mentioned, and had about 5 or 6 shots. So Caleb's doing it all for him up forward. Max Fasolo went a bit quiet that quarter, but he was really good in the first. There was a couple others that were really putting their efforts on. That was Liam Shadbolt, and we've also got for Kalannie, Dan Akers was instrumental there in the middle. He was doing everything, so it was great to see. And a couple others there up forward, as we mentioned. We've had Ben Cowdray was really good for Kalannie, and Regan Jeffries.
Yeah, thank you. While you're out of your seat, Luke Yates, just take off and have a break. We've got a couple of visitors, and Daniel, you wait here because we'll introduce them, and I'm sure you've got questions you want to ask them, both from the WA Football Commission side and also from the BENCUBBIN Football Club community, I'd imagine. But welcome to the microphone at half-time of our first game. It's Phoebe Sash, welcome, and we're going to have to... Oh yeah, you've got it. Welcome. Can you get that a bit closer to you? We'll get... Yeah, try that. You get... Okay, and also with Phoebe is Rebecca Watson. Now, they're both from the Mount Marshall Shire, so we'll start with you maybe, Phoebe. We'll go back to you. Your role there first in the Shire.
Yeah, so I'm the Community Development Officer, so yeah, working with events and tourism. So yeah.
Did you have a major input in today?
Yeah, so we worked with Daniel quite closely and coordinating today, and yeah, great to see everyone down here and enjoying the day out.
Rebecca, your role?
So Coordinator of Community Development. We were approached by Daniel to, on behalf of the WA Country Football, and they've introduced this pilot project, and as a Shire we could see the benefits that can potentially bring our communities. So through a few conversations with Daniel, we thought getting the messaging out there and doing the broadcasting, I think, is a fantastic way to spread the message as far as wide as we can. And what a great initiative from the Central Wheatbelt Football Association with the amalgamation of bringing everybody together for this first day of sport. I've just been over at the hockey commentating over there, and yeah, it's just a great feel. Really good to get everybody together.
Yeah, we're only halfway through the football, of course, because we had 3 matches of juniors all at the same time out here. Wasn't that fantastic? Because every junior club was involved and the colours were fantastic, and it's great to see the little tackers out there. But also, although it's really one-way traffic at the moment, do you think it's what you envisage is starting to work already?
Oh, I think it's just a really great day. It's bringing everybody together from all the kids. I mean, it's one big family out here in the country, and sport just plays such a huge role socially in our communities. So to bring everybody together, it's it's been a really great day. I think right from the juniors, what they've done with them today has been fantastic.
Anything about that too, Phoebe?
Yeah, for sure. It's just great, especially round 1, just starting off the season with a high, and great to see everyone down here.
Yeah, it's also good to see a lot of the kids looking like they've come back home from school. Obviously, school holidays at the moment, and
so the timing's been good then.
Yeah, from your perspective, Phoebe and Beck, obviously there's a lot of kids by the looks that have come back, and to see, probably 50 or 60 real little tackers out there, up to the 13, 14, 15-year-olds out in the Central Wheatbelt's been significant, and the families involved as well. Obviously hanging around for the senior games has been great. So it seems like there's been a few of the kids come back from school to get involved in the juniors today.
It has. It's always a hard one, school holidays. People are either away or back, but I think this format has helped bring a lot of the families back to be here. So right from your teenagers down, which is, it's great to get them all together. They're all off at boarding school, don't get to catch up with friends, and so holding something like this, bringing the whole region together, it's just got so many benefits, I think. Yeah.
Daniel, have you got this from a WA Football Commission template, or did it come from your head, this idea?
No, so basically we've got a really good partnership with Dartfish across the state, and for context around the pilot program that Beck's talking about, we've been lucky enough to secure some funding out in the Wheatbelt specifically. So for the Mortlock Football League, the Central Wheatbelt Football League, and the Eastern Districts Football League from Hollyoake, and Joe Drayden at Hollyoake, that we thank Hollyoake for their support of not only country football but regional communities, and they've provided the Shire that no doubt Beck and Phoebe will touch on, with some opportunities to bring the community together and really have some messaging around mental health. So the pilot programs around giving the clubs an opportunity to lead mental health awareness initiatives at a club level, and through the funding that's provided by Hollyoake, we've been lucky enough to be able to reward clubs for their contribution to community mental health and wellbeing through the activities that they lead. And part of the rewards program, clubs will be able to use Dartfish as redemption of their rewards and film games going forward. So the meeting with Beck and Phoebe was really just to see if, from a Shire perspective, if there was any benefit for getting the game live streamed, and obviously showcase the amazing facilities and community atmosphere that's down here at the BENCUBBIN Recreation Sports Ground. And obviously Phoebe and Beck were really willing to get involved, and it provides a great opportunity for clubs to see that through leading these awareness, they're not going to have the mental health awareness, not only going to have impacts on their communities, but also an opportunity to be rewarded and be able to showcase the footy out here. We've seen obviously a great half of the football match with Kalannie and Mucker, and showcase some really good talent, and obviously the netball and the hockey will also be on the streaming side as well. So it's a really great collaboration between obviously Hollyoake, the Shire of Mount Marshall, and through our mental health sponsorships at a state level with Healthway, Regional Men's Health, the Alcohol and Drug Foundation, and UWA Young Lives Matter as well, promoting the Think Mental Health message. So it's something that we just floated in the Shire, really keen to get on board with. So we thank the Shire of Mount Marshall for their contribution to make today happen, because without them we weren't able to get the game live streamed. And you've obviously mentioned with the Mount Marshall scoreboard throughout the first quarter and third quarter, and it's great to see the Shire get on board today and really support this great event, and be able to showcase the community atmosphere that's down here, because it's significant and having a really big impact on the health and well-being of the Wheatbelt communities.
Has it given you a springboard for other such events?
Yeah, it has. So as Beck mentioned, the project we've got out here is a pilot, so available for those 3 leagues, and it's something that we're really keen to see the 3 leagues really showcase to see how it can work, and then promote that in other areas across the state. So absolutely, Gary, to answer your question, it has provided us with a template that we can roll out in other areas. It's only in its infancy at the moment, but the uptake from clubs and obviously from community members like Beck and Phoebe has been significant. So yeah, we're really excited to see where this might go within these 3 leagues, and showcase that across the state. And with additional resources and funding, we're really hoping that we can share this on a broader level. Obviously the country footy, you know yourself, Gary, goes from Esperance to the East Kimberley. So yeah, there's some really good opportunities to test it within the Wheatbelt, and yeah, open it up to other regions within WA.
And I think for us from a Shire's perspective, there's key word you used in there was the partnerships, and there's so many different organisations and groups and communities from a local government level, from a sporting club level, from a football association level, all wanting to be doing something in this space. So I think the big thing that appeals to us here is the partnerships of so many people that have come on board to make this happen, and we're all working towards something together instead of everybody trying to do their own little thing. So I think the partnership that's been created here is fantastic.
Phoebe, you want to add to that?
Yeah, for sure. Well, just on Beck said that, like, so it's so important, and yeah, it's just great to get.
So what about having the other 2 sports involved? Is that been a major plus in it all too? I
think our league here is at the envy of a lot of other leagues that we travel together, we all play together, and the beauty of this project that comes, although it's coming through the Football League, all the messaging and all of that will flow through to all the sports that are here today. So your hockey, your footy and your netball, it's pretty much been delivered together as not just coming from football, I suppose.
Absolutely,
I think it's that partnership of us all sort of working together.
And the reach into the community is significant. Like coming out here today, obviously, touching all the way from the juniors to the seniors, footy, netball, hockey. The reach into the community is probably reaching 60 to 80% of people within the BENCUBBIN community, and other communities obviously travelling in. So it's really important, and obviously something as a country footy league we're really big on making sure that what we do offer the footy clubs is the same for the netball and hockey clubs, and having them aligned out here like the Central Wheatbelt has, it provides a really good opportunity for that as well. And maybe Beck and Phoebe, obviously you've got a significant partnership with Hollyoak as well that you might want to touch on, some of the work that you've been doing in the mental health space out of the community.
Hollyoak have been, along with a few other organisations, Amnesty, Wheatbelt Men's Health, have been really great in supporting our community over the last couple of years. And yeah, we've worked with Joe Drayton there at Hollyoak, and we've also received some funding through the Wheatbelt Suicide Prevention program. So we delivered an event a couple of weeks ago all around men's health. Had Matthew Pavlich up for a night and a talk, and yeah, it was great just to get everybody together coming up, back off the summer holiday break. So yeah, they are great to work with, have some great initiatives, and yeah, where we can work together with these organisations to help our communities, then yeah, we're all for it.
Is there anything else that hasn't been mentioned by either of us before we get back to the football then? Would anyone want to bring up something else or not?
Probably just the facilities, Beck. Obviously the significant facilities out here, and as you mentioned, it's great to see all the sports being able to be played at the one venue. Just maybe touch on the work that's been done in that regard.
So it's a combination. So the Shire does a bit of prep for the Oval, facilities, surrounds and that side of things, but there's a lot of volunteer work that goes into pulling together our home games, as every other club would on any home game throughout the winter sports season. The marking, the canteens, the dragging of fields, and all that side of things. So yeah, huge effort from all the volunteers for bringing today together to be a success.
Absolutely.
What about the size of your Shire and town folk? What's the breakdown between like the farming sector and people who live in town?
Definitely more out of town, I would say. Where our shire actually encompasses two towns of BENCUBBIN and Beacon. So yeah, we have two teams in the league. So again, why we want to jump on and support this is, the two communities that we both think the volunteer work that goes into it. I think where we can help as a shire, we can do as much as we can to help those volunteers that are already so busy doing so much.
Well, it looks like the umpires are out there and also both teams, girls, so thank you for your time. It's been fantastic to listen to your points of view and where you're coming from. Let's hope this isn't the last after what's now we've seen already today.
Yeah,
sounds
perfect.
good. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, before you jump off, just like to say thanks again for the support from the Mount Marshall Shire. Without that, we wouldn't be able to have today live streamed and be able to showcase the amazing atmosphere that the community's brought together. So thank you again for your efforts in bringing today together.
No worries.
Thank you.
So many people will benefit from that because now we've got it taped. So
we have lots of watch back and getting that message out there. So
enjoy the rest of the day, girls.
Thank you.
Okay, that's Phoebe Sash and also Rebecca Watson from the Mount Marshall Shire. Now at quarter time, Kalannie over Mukinbudin 8 goals to 2 goals, and at half time 15-6 to 6 goals till we welcome back to the mic Luke Yates.
What have I missed?
Helping us with our special comments.
Yates, just something we'll just touch on is probably the work of the volunteers to bring today together. Obviously you're heavily involved in the footy club and league up here. Did you want to just explain to Gary and myself and obviously everyone tuning in today the work that's gone on behind the scenes? Like we're just talking about the impact from a well-being perspective that today's brought together for the communities, and having hockey, netball, footy all working together. It's not something that just happens out of the click of your fingers. It's obviously been a lot of work by the volunteers behind the scenes.
It came up as an idea at the AGM and it got voted on and thought, let's try it. But it is something that we do at the semi-final, so we know we can do it. The other thing is that BENCUBBIN's got the bye today, so we don't have to worry about playing sport. So we can concentrate on making sure everything's right, which the volunteers, like you said, have done an awesome job. We've had 3 busy bees during the week. I came to 2 of them, but I wasn't here yesterday. To set everything up. But Michael Putt, BENCUBBIN's new president, has done a massive job of getting everyone organised. So no, it's been really good. Everyone's done their bit.
Right, sorry to cut in there, fellas, but Central Wheatbelt Football League round 1 clash between Mukinbudin and Kalannie is on its way in the 3rd quarter, as a player tackled for Kalannie has been held up and the umpire will throw it up on the other side of the cricket pitch. That was Nick Bowe, couldn't escape. Now gathering it from the ruck tap was Max Fasola. We'll get that out. That's going down towards the Mukinbudin goal, kicking towards the pavilion then in this 3rd quarter. It's brought out of defence now though. A player finding himself marking on the wing, just backward of the right wing underneath the scoreboard. Gets a short pass to Nick Bell, who had that first touch of the quarter. Gets the ball back now, backwards a bit to, I imagine, brother Brody, but it was another, oh no, that's Lowe, Brody Lowe. Now the ball comes across towards the recreation complex side of BENCUBBIN Oval, kicked out of defence at a bit of speed as Coden Dado, but it's been brought back towards him. Maybe he can destroy it, he can't. The ball was gathered beautifully by Matt Dinsdale, and the class of the pass and the lead again, this time by Ryan Eckert, who's taken the mark. He'll shoot from 45 metres out on the slightest of angles, kicking towards the town end of the BENCUBBIN Oval. So let's see if he can score from this one. At least a 6-pointer. Just waiting for him. I don't know, I'll get Luke to tell us how many he's kicked after this, if he does score a goal.
Yeah, I don't think he's kicked any after that effort.
That's his first miss, but he did kick 2 in the first quarter.
Okay, so, but again, Dinsdale's got to be considered for one of our sponsors, Archie's Footwear Award, the way he's playing as well. It's going to be hard for you two guys to pick a winner here.
Yeah, he's having a big impact, Matty Dinsdale. Obviously, he's been extremely clean, and his ability to hit up his forward targets and also have an impact on the scoreboard has been significant. So in the first half, he was definitely one to watch for the nice thongs that we've got, the Archie's Footwear, and thanks for them for providing the award today. So we look forward to giving out a few pairs of them, and I think Luke's already pocketed a couple to take home with him as well.
Might be good for my knees.
Mitch Cameron for Kalannie will have a shot now from 50 metres out. 35 metres out, and puts it through while all that banter was going on. So on the Shire of Mount Marshall scoreboard now, it's 16 goals 7 to Kalannie, 6 goals to Mukinbudin. And let's see if the time watch is working this time. Yes, 3-minute mark of the third quarter. Let's hope it continues. I think that sun got to it. It just I couldn't even read it. Anyway,
but it was done for.
How are we going for sunscreen there, Gary? It's getting a bit warm.
Yeah, don't worry about that. We've got a job to do first, mate. If you rub it on, I might.
Come on, fellas.
Didn't you cater for that one, you guys?
Yeah, no, I think that's my shift done.
Righto, ball being kicked out of the centre by where are we? Coden Daddow keeps, his number was changed and I keep looking for him. Anyway, it's broken up across half back for Kalannie. They'll take it out of defence. Kick towards the scoreboard wing. Taking the mark and playing on very quickly was Brody Lowe. He gets it to the half-forward flank now. 1-on-1 down there at the back was Nathan Adler. Easy as you like, tried to take a mark from behind, but it didn't work. The ball ricochets off the two players' attempt and it rolls out of bounds. Where the 50-metre arc touches the boundary line on the scoreboard side of the ground, Kalannie kicking towards the town end of BENCUBBIN Oval from this throw-in. Ruck tap won by Ryan Eckert. He's actually done his own roving, would you believe? But he's kicked towards goals offline and it's missed everything. And the ball will be brought back now by Lockie Coombe, I think it is. He finds a teammate in Rhett Brandis. I haven't noticed Brett before. He's taken the mark, played on. A nice little pass to a teammate in Eden Walker. He's a left footer, brings it down. A beautiful pass to no, it's not. Someone else has got 23. Zachary Alvaro, who gets it towards a teammate who belts it downfield. That was Benson Alvaro.
Yeah, they've turned that one over, but it's good to see Mucka trying a little bit in defence. They managed to switch it across this side and then back over to the far side. So they're having a crack. Might have been some messaging at half time. Good
comment, mate, especially after that demolishment in the first quarter. They are trying, aren't they? They're trying to attack in defence, and I think that's great to see. Anyway, meantime, a kick has gone to the top of the goal box and mark taken by Kalannie's Mitch Cameron.
He's kicked 1 for the quarter, so...
Well, he'll kick 2, I'll say.
I reckon from that distance you should probably pencil him in.
Either that or he might be dropped for round 2.
Whoa.
Yeah,
lucky we didn't put another coat of paint on the goalpost.
Yeah, I tell you what, he didn't miss it by much. I mean, he didn't get it by much.
Yeah, and it did hurt him there, Mucka, but yeah, it is good to see them trying a little bit in defence, and I think, you know, with the scoreboard looking like it is at the moment, they're going to take a lot out of that and having a crack. It's obviously round 1, so, you know, trying a little bit different and using the ball around in the back 50 is... yeah, going to pay dividends for them at some point, so hopefully they keep having a crack and yeah, aren't too worried about that turning over and hurting them on the scoreboard.
Yeah, 16 and a half minutes into the third quarter, 17-7 Kalannie, Mukinbudin 6-3 as the ball thrown up once again. Ruck tap won this time by 22, Lockie Coombe, but it's Kalannie cleaning up on the deck once again. The pass goes out to right half forward, taking the mark out there is Mitch Cameron. He's got a had a few kicks this quarter as well. Marking is Max, 23, Zachary Alvaro has taken the mark for Mukinbudin, puts it up towards the left wing. That was a decent kick.
Yeah, it's
by
good recovery.
Alvaro. Yeah, and recovery once it hit the deck. Now
it might be out here.
Mukinbudin to run it on it.
Good
or
tackle.
Maybe the player being tackled hasn't tried to had enough time to get rid of the ball, and that's been the case. The umpire will come and throw the ball up on the end of the cricket pitch, but to the advantage of Mukinbudin, kicking towards the pavilion end of BENCUBBIN football oval with this throw up. As it's gone into the 50-metre arc, but the defenders.
Dan Akers got a paddock here.
It out, yeah, and Kalannie go down through Dan Akers. Daniel Akers.
Well measured kick too.
Great kick.
He was like kicking to a statue, and Nathan Adler just arms outstretched. You would have thought he had a baseball mitt in both hands, has taken the mark. He did have a man pinned to him, but he just made it look too easy. He will shoot from 35 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, we've touched on it before, but the ball movement by Kalannie is the big difference at the moment. As he puts through another.
So is he the game's highest goal scorer now, Luke?
Quite easily, I'd say.
Yeah. So what's he got, 5 is he, or 6?
Yep.
5. Yeah, so well done. But geez, you'd be really frustrated if you're Mukinbudin. They were going forward with promise, and next thing you know, the ball was in the arms of Adler.
Yeah, good sides hurt you pretty quick, and you can't leave Dan Akers with an inch of room, and he had about 30 metres there by himself. So he's going to hurt you every time, and I think they'll be wearing a bit closer than that throughout the back end of this game.
Righto, so we restart play. All of a sudden, it's like the first quarter when Kalannie kicked with the breeze. They were dominant, and nothing's changed this third quarter, which is sponsored by the Shire of Mount Marshall. The ball's held up in the centre from the first throw up after the restart. So the umpire moves off of the cricket pitch to throw it up once again. This time it was won by Ben Cowdray. He gets it down to the corridor a bit. Now working hard with Nathan Adler again. His handball does break the 50-metre arc, and there's a free kick there. And the offending play was Lewis Meldon, probably holding the ball. Now it's brought out. Oh, there was a kick that went beyond the intended target, and it cleans up now for Kalannie once again with Ruben Cowell, who gets it to into the corridor at the perfect position to kick a ball. We're in the true centre-half forward position, but players too many around the ball to take the mark, and the ball will be thrown up. 35 metres out from goal for Kalannie, kicking towards the town end of BENCUBBIN Oval. From that throw, it's taken out of the ruck by Ryan Eckert, and he's kicked it, and the ball was touched. Did go through the goal post though, so big effort by Eckert before he got tackled. So on the Shire of Mount Marshall scoreboard, 8 goals, 8 now to Kalannie, 6 goals, 2 to Mukinbudin, and we're at the 10-minute mark of the third quarter, as now the ball's...
Coden Dadau, great grab.
Yeah. Dadau will now kick it up. At the back, oh, great mark, clever mark by Zach Sanderson in front of the intended opponent. He's grabbed the ball just out of his reach. Now taking the mark is Ryan Eckert again. That's a beautiful kick. That will find its mark. Surely it will at least, I thought, advantage his team. It did it.
Oh.
How did he take that? That was freakish. He didn't think he had it, I think, until it hit the deck. And then he was paid the free kick, and that's Ruben Cowell.
Jeez, good kick as well.
Teammate.
Gee, there's a contender.
The lead on that occasion was to a tight spot to have a shot from, but the Kalannie player has injured himself as he's taken the mark, and they might just give it to someone else to take, as long as it's the right footer, I imagine.
I reckon he's just winded. He landed flat on his back with the footy on his chest.
Okay. So he doesn't look too comfortable at the moment.
Well, he might have done an ankle or something, has he?
Actually limping too, so... the interchange box is about 40 metres from where he is, so they might just let someone have the shot and take him off. No, they're going to take him straight over the line. I wouldn't worry about it if I was the opposition, I can tell you.
Yeah, they've had a couple of...
We're not the AFL, eh?
They've had a couple of injuries today. Kalannie went off earlier. He had his knee strapped and looks like he might be out for the game. So they might be 2 down now, Kalannie.
Another behind, 18-9 now to Kalannie. Oh, another good mark out there. Player I can't recognise from there, but anyway, Kalannie have got it. Kick goes to a teammate in Matt Dinsdale. And now they're just like a training run again. It's just all one-way traffic. So Dinsdale, how many goals has he got, Luke?
He's on 4 at the moment. First one for this quarter if he gets this one.
These Kalannie players will be fighting for the top goal kickers award this year, the way this game's panning out. Straight through the high diddle, and on the Shire of Mount Marshall scoreboard now it goes up to 20 goals, I think. 20 goals 8 to 6 goals 2, and we're at the 13-minute mark of the third quarter as this player coming limping off in front of us. Here's Mitch Cameron. Sorry to see he's had a big game, or they all have I suppose, but he's been very good too. Where did Mukinbudin finish on the ladder last season? Can you remember that one?
They got knocked out by BENCUBBIN.
Okay, you remember that one then?
Yeah.
So what?
First semi-final.
Third versus fourth, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Kalannie quarter, BENCUBBIN and Mukinbudin last year, and Benny knocked Mucker out in the first semi.
We won't talk about what happened the next week.
Yeah. Okay. If they did make a final, at least there might be some others that could come back and help their ply for this season. You don't know.
Yeah, so it is hard to make the finals
they were in the grand final 2 years previous, so they've always been up and about.
The pass gain to the empty space, and Matt Dinsdale's marked it on running the same way as the ball, and he'll be 40 metres out now to shoot on a 45-degree angle, but he has got the breeze to contend with. I think he'll be smart enough to kick it lower than the height of the goal post and keep it straight. He's just got there.
No, I think he's missed.
No,
it's
just offline.
Yeah, just offline. So they keep standing in front of that scoreboard. It must be 19 goals 9, I think, the actual score now. I said 20 goals before. As Nick Bowe gets a chip pass, and it's found one of his ruckmen, Ryan Eckert. I'd like to know who's had the most kicks out there for Kalannie. You'd be going stupid. Maybe they got John Shedbolt doing it now. Hey.
Yeah, Vincent Oldham's just come off the bench there, and they've unfortunately hit him lace out, Mucker, and he's managed to get the hands out, and they've got a few players spare at the moment in the forward line, so they're having a bit of a field day.
I think he's missed that. He has that kick by Ryan Eckert. So now the sun is just beaming down here in BENCUBBIN at the moment. It's perfect afternoon. Cold morning, I woke up at 6 degrees, but perfect now. And you can't ask for a better day for football or anything. As the ball's been kicked out now to the complex side. Mukinbudin messed up a chance there. Nick Bowe gets it, handballs backwards towards a teammate in Caden Reynolds.
Oh, it's a good grab.
Behind, a mark taken by Ryan Eckert again. So he's going to go back and have a shot.
You're from the deep south, aren't you, Gary? This would be like a balmy broom day, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, I suppose. I walk every morning, or most mornings, and I have walked colder than 6 degrees, I can tell you. So now Eckert, let's see if he can do better on his last shot. He is a left footer. Wisely kicks it towards the right hand goal post.
Yeah, he's happy with it as well.
Absolutely perfect ripping through for a 6-pointer. Now there's your 20 goals. 20 goals 8 to Kalannie on the Shire of Marshall scoreboard, to Mukinbudin's 6 goals 2, and we're at the 16.5-minute mark of the third quarter.
That's Ryan Eckert's 4th goal there. He had a quiet second quarter, but he's kicked 2 in the first and 2 in the third quarter. So It's like kicking them with the wind.
Yeah, just the height up forward among the ball movement from Kalannie is just too strong at the moment. They've got a bit of height up forward that Mucka just can't compete with, taking the marks from all angles. And
they're a class side. Beacon versus Quarter after this game. That game starting at 2:50, so we do have another podcast for you as Kalannie once again move forward. They're on the right half forward flank. A good tackle that time, but also a good bit of handball and out of trouble. Nick Bowe gets it backward of the right half forward flank, kicks it downfield, and Matt Dinsdale's out there has taken the mark. He goes back, has a short pass towards his teammate in guess who, Ryan Eckert. He's digging to try to get another goal this quarter. He backs over the goal line to have a shot. That's how tight he is, and he's probably the kick will be definitely at least 50 metres, because that's where he's broken the line.
Umpire's trying to put him in the car park.
Now this will be a good kick if he gets this one. Let's see if he reads the wind properly. He didn't, but still he's now scored the last 3 scores for his side. Kalannie, they move on to 20 goals, 9. Make that 20 goals 10. It's just been changed to 6 goals 2 on the Shire of Mount Marshall scoreboard. Ball being brought out this time to a player that I was just about to say who's been very quiet lately is Conan Daddow. Unfortunately, the kick carried in the wind and Daddow couldn't complete a mark. Now the ball is probably just 45 metres from goal for Kalannie. From this thrown, plenty of players in the arc, so it's going to be hard to get a kick anywhere in there. Very few players. In fact, in the right half side of this BENCUBBIN oval at the pavilion end of the ground, there's only 2 players, one against each other. That's how many players are up forward. The big punch that time by Eckert. He gets it towards the goal front, but now it's Mukinbudin working overtime in defence. An attempted mark was dropped, unfortunately, by Rhett Brandis, but he's going to at least get the kick. As now he's kicked it up towards the complex side of the ground, in between right half back and right half forward, and right wing for Mukinbudin, and there's a throw in very close to the boundary line though. Umpire's thrown it up. Urquhart takes the ruck tap, but it goes to green and goal only. As umpire's found a free kick, a dump tackle after a Mukinbudin player gets it. That looks like Coden Daddow again. He will now send the green and goals forward. A 50-metre penalty for Daddow. He's running faster than the umpire. How's he going to give the next decision? Oh, well, he's going to not even go near the Commodore. He's gone out to Caleb Shadbolt, who's taken the mark, just about 65 metres out, kicks along the boundary line, and taking the mark was Dylan Farmer. Now he's had a couple of touches of good stuff, this young fella, taking the mark. Let's see if he can if he doesn't get a goal, create a goal out of this kick. He's right near the boundary line. Nice low kick, that's the way you kick him, but it's marked just before carrying some opposition player and maybe being marked near the goal square or goal box. So it's Nick Bowe working overtime in defence. Handball was magnificent to Mitch Cameron, who's taken the kicked it towards the teammate Kai Katnich, gets it towards the corridor once again. Lazy in the forward line. This time was Lewis Meldrum. He didn't make an attempt to get to the ball. He was a spectator on that occasion, and therefore Mukinbudin have kicked out of defence, got it into the centre of the ground. Now picking it up is Mukinbudin's Joel Shadbolt, gets it down to half forward where it's turned the direction now, and the kick comes back, and taking the mark is Ben Cowdray for Kalannie. Runs around the man of the mark, handballs over to a couple of Kalannie players, but there's Mukinbudin breaking it up A player caught holding the ball, though unfortunately tackled and dragged to the ground by the collar, I thought. Doesn't matter, the umpire thought different, and Kalannie have a free kick on the right half-back flank. Again, it's Nick Bell. Gee, he will have foot soreness at the end of this game. Bo, sorry, he's had a lot of touches. Kalannie just toying with the opposition at the moment. They've brought the ball right backwards and across now to the left wing on the complex side. I suppose there's less traffic down this side now. I can see the sense in that. But that wind still plays havoc and the ball goes out of bounds in front of the Mukinbudin bench there. So it'll be thrown in. Got a little fella doing the throwing in, being the boundary umpire, so he'll come in a bit more, I think, from where he is, making sure he's ready to throw it in. Done a good job today. I think they've only recorded it once, the umpires. So now it's Dado that gets the handball out of a tough situation. The ball almost got to Dylan Farmer. He was just easily pushed off the ball because his lack of size and weight. Now he's in there on top of a player trying to get it back.
Good second effort.
God, he's a little tiger. That guy. Great play, Dylan Farmer. Take a bow. Anyway, the ball's coming back, I think. I'd love to see someone have a go. There's no shame in losing anything as long as you know you've done your best.
That's right. They're all having a crack too. When it was on the far wing there, they were all just pushing real hard. It looked like they were running uphill though, didn't it? Like it just didn't flow for them. So,
but even AFL have sides like that, you know, that are such good standouts, and of course the wheel turns with every division, with every code football league I'm trying to talk about. Anyway, a chance now across half forward, this time for Lewis Meldrum. Handball's over Nick Bow. If anyone deserves a go, it's Nick Bow, because he's covered every inch of this field, I reckon, today, what I've seen. And heaven knows, whoever's doing the stats, if they only had it on him, they wouldn't be able to keep up with him.
I think Luke's got him for 14 touches this quarter alone, and that tops off with a goal, so he's having a big impact, isn't he? Oh, fantastic. Shire of I don't think this is doing Kalannie any good either. You'd like a bit more opposition, wouldn't you? In any game of football. But like I say, wait till they come up against the second best, which may be BENCUBBIN this year.
Hope so.
Yeah. Hopefully
BENCUBBIN's the best.
At least you won't move anywhere on the ladder on the bye, Luke.
No, that's right.
Is Nangarran and Towns in the competition?
Not this year, no.
No, okay. That's why you got the bye.
That's correct.
Okay, so ball being thrown up again. This time it's won by, where's he? Can't find him, number 8 anyway, I'll come back to that. Now going forward, Kalannie once again. This time Lewis Meldrum had the chance, missed it. Holding the wire, play on, good umpiring once again. That's superb umpiring. In fact, the umpires have been brilliant today. I don't think they've missed anything. As the siren goes, it's one behind out of a play on free kick. So at 3/4 time on the Shire of Mount Marshall scoreboard, 21-13 to Kalannie, 21-13 to 6-2. So Mukinbudin failed to score in that third quarter, which is a bit of a shame. But now it's over to Luke Yates and Daniel Murphy to tell you all about the better players. Can't tell you much about the differences in both teams because it's quite obvious, but also run through down your list and tell us who are your better players up until 3/4 time, fellas, please. And the goal scorers, Luke.
Yeah, so Ryan Eaker kicked another 2, but he also kicked a few points, so he could have had 5 goals for the quarter. So I think he'd have to go down as one of the better players for that quarter for sure. Mitch Cameron, he kicked a couple of goals too, but he's gone off with an injury, unfortunately. That's for Kalannie. Mucker's better players, I'd say Coden Dado would have to be in there again. He's had a really good game. Lockie Coombe had a few touches. And I didn't mention Dinsdale for Kalannie. He'd have to be in the best players for the whole game, but another quarter for Dinners.
What did he kick then? 3 goals and set up about 3 as well. So
yep, he's always in amongst it when when it's in their 50.
And
I'd
Dan
like to
Akers
have a
was
Telstra tracker on him.
Yeah, Dan Akers was impactful early, but Mucka managed to shut him down late, and I think Caleb Shadbolt will be looking for a big last quarter after a really good start to the game. And I think Mucka now just, obviously the sting went out of the game a little bit there, so they'll be looking to just get their hands on the footy and hold a bit of possession, I would have thought, towards the end of the game. And the scoreboard's a little bit irrelevant at the moment, but they'll just be looking to take something out of the last quarter, no doubt.
Well, they're not ready to lay down yet. They're just, I think they're blowing a bit harder because all their hard work's not coming with a goal at the end, like Kalannie seems to be. So they have been working hard, just not getting the result.
Yeah, and as you mentioned before, Luke, they're obviously missing a couple of key players today, which hasn't helped. Obviously a young side, but the players they have out there are, little Dylan Farmer's had a really good crack, a couple of really good efforts there. Looks like it might be his first season out here, and for him to go in, 3 or 4 efforts here on the close wing, on the near wing, he laid a really good tackle and impacted a couple of spoils as well. So it's good to see that with some of the players that they might be missing, that a new couple of players have popped up, and Dylan Farmer had a really good crack, as a few others, like you mentioned, Coden Dadow had a really good quarter there, and he was in just about everything, and some really good efforts on the far wing there by Liam Shadbolt, and also Tim Patterson had a couple of touches there as well, which was good to see.
Yep, I might just make mention too to the netball. The first game was Beacon versus Quarter. Quarter had a big win over Beacon, so 12 to Beacon, 79 to Quarter. Quarter's best player was Charlie West, and Beacon's best was Patience Slater. So big win there to Quarter. And I poked my head in half-time of the second game was Mucka versus Kalannie. Mucka were up by 3 points, so it was 27 to 30 Mukinbudin's way. So that should be finishing up shortly, and we'll find out the results to that one to the end of the game.
And we've touched on it before, Luke, but having the model of the one sport on one day, obviously you touched on the scores there, and having everyone involved from a league perspective, is this something that the league will be looking to do going forward, or obviously just a trial for this year with the finals being this format in recent years? How have you found it from a league perspective?
Well, it was supposed to be just a trial, but now that we've done it, now that we've organised it and everything, and just the way it's panned out, it just seems to make sense. Kick off the year and get everyone involved in the same day, and it's really good to see another game of football.
But you got four other clubs that will have their say as well.
That's right. Yep. So next year it'll be, if everyone agrees to do it again, it'll be the first town to have the first bye. We'll host it and see how they
absolutely.
They like it.
And obviously the impacts of COVID has had in 2020 not getting up, obviously a few years ago now, but to see sport back in full capacity here today in round one in 2023 is significant, and obviously the community impacts that it's having. The kids are back from school, and it's really positive to see everyone out in the footy, and the life that's out here and the atmosphere that we're experiencing today is phenomenal. Yeah, no,
I think a lot's fallen our way to make it work too, like you just said, holidays and whatnot.
Fourth quarter has just started, and we got Mukinbudin kicking towards the town end in this last, and getting the ball in the centre is Dadow. A long high kick towards centre half forward, 1-on-1. The big destroy from behind was brilliant by Matt Murray on that occasion. He's had a hard day on Caleb Shadbolt, but that time mastered it. It's found its way into the onto the complex win, and the ball has beaten all players chasing it over line and out of bounds. It'll be a throw in, so at the slightly on the pavilion end of the oval. Chance now for Kalannie kicking towards that end to see if they can get the first goal on the board in this last quarter. From the throw in, no one gets it. There might have been Shepherd in there. Oh no, the young fella's been asked to throw it in again. Funny that I just mentioned it 10 minutes ago. So, good ruck tap though by Ben Cowdray. Just they haven't got a weak link that I've seen today. Kalannie, magnificent to watch. Now a chance for Regan Jeffries. He better be good. Oh, the little fella's on top. He's the bulldog in this game, not Kalannie.
Yeah, Dylan Farmer again. We did touch on him at three-quarter time.
He's fantastic.
He's showing the Mucka players how it's done in his first game out here, which is awesome.
Oh, it's fantastic to watch. And he's one player that can come up and know he's done his best, Daniel. That's the point that I was saying.
I think he might be a chance for the Archie songs of the day if we're going to go early. Well, and there he is again, affecting the kick. Well done.
Yeah, so now, the Dado tackle from behind, never earned a free kick. It's given one away, though, I think. It's going to go to it's going to go to Dado, I think, and he tackled from behind, so maybe there was a bit of carry on that I missed following the ball. So Coden Dado not even facing his goals at the moment, now runs in an arc, kicks it long into the corridor, but again good play by Matt Murray in front of his opponent. As I've just said, today is the player in I just lost his name, Shadbolt, Caleb Shadbolt, taking the mark, kicked out of defence, but now it's a mark to Mukinbudin, brought back. Player just not going hard enough for that one on that occasion, and it's going to give Kalannie a chance, I think, although another Mukinbudin player has gone to try to retrieve it.
Yeah, I was just about to say, they've started well here, Mucka. Hopefully receive a bit of reward for effort. They've had all the play in the first 2 minutes of this quarter, so hopefully they finish off the game off strong.
Yeah, as I say, as long as they know that they couldn't have done better themselves, there's not a problem with it, in my opinion, anyway.
Definitely.
So the ball needs to be thrown up. It's just forward of the right wing on the scoreboard side for Mukinbudin, kicking towards the town end. We're at the 3.5 minute mark of the last quarter now. Yes, last quarter, 21-13 to 6-2 with Mukinbudin in arrears, but now they might even that might even grow because the ball's in defence. Handball across to centre half back has been almost stolen. Now Mukinbudin with a chance. They've got the numbers down there. Let's see if they can clear it. They have. Goes to the centre of the ground, but player standing fifth in line. Would you believe it? That carried the first four, takes the mark. Saying, you watch, I'll kick the next goal.
Yeah, I think he'll shank this to the right here.
Right,
he's
beautiful.
Jailed it.
I like
Never
it.
in doubt.
Yeah. Can I put that down to my goal? On the Delta Agribusiness scoreboard at the 6.5 minute mark of the last quarter, it's 24-13. Kalannie to Mukinbudin's 6-2.
Matty Dinsdale has kicked one when you're away there, Luke, and I think as Nick Bowes was entering the field, he looked at the Archie's support thongs, and I think he fancied a couple of pairs for himself today, so that's going to help his chances kicking another goal.
Who are these going to fit?
Well, there's a few ruckmen who've been playing well out there. Maybe they can use 15. It as surfboards.
Tyson's not coming back this year. So.
Yeah.
Righto. In the centre again, exactly in the centre circle, a couple of players won't give up. And one of them is that, oh no, he's out of, I thought it was number 2. Anyway, that player being Shadbolt. Chance now for Kalannie in their forward line again. Handball backwards, but was good enough to find a player who gets the score out of it. I think one behind only.
Yeah, Dan Akers again, they're having a big impact, getting the 1-2, and not his best kick going forward, but
they're getting a bit blasé about it, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
It's like I said earlier, it's becoming a bit of a training run. The ball's been out, is it? Yeah. Well, at least the boundary umpire's got it right, and was reported by the umpire on that occasion. The ball is to be thrown in about 50 metres out on the pavilion at the pavilion end, giving Kalannie a chance to score from it. Winning the ruck was Ryan Eckert. Now it comes out to Lewis Cale. He's to the corridor once again. They don't have a second thought, these players. He knew exactly where it needed to go. Player marking was in between two Mukinbudin players for Kalannie, and he's now about to have a shot at goals 20 metres out, directly in front.
I think it's your man, number 27, that we're trying to get the identity
Stuart
of.
Tunstall. Stuart Tunstall. His name has been crossed out, but he's who I got. Beautiful play, but that goal should really go down to Ruben Cale. The way he did that was something else. Cale, sorry.
Yeah, Coden Dadau looked to win the clearance there for Mukinbudin, but unfortunately the ball got turned over, and as it has all throughout today, Kalannie just straight onto it and not missing a trick. So that's great work from Ruben Cale to get it back in their forward line, and a really good finish there from, we think it is, Stuart Tunstall, who...
Yeah, well, in fairness to him, it was still a good mark too.
It was a great mark, yeah, and probably a contender for mark of the day.
I just like the instinct of Cale, the way he just put it to the corridor.
Yeah, he's a good player, Ruben Cale, and a local boy from out in Kalannie, and he's been involved for a number of years now, so it's good to see him still playing footy out in Kalannie and having an impact.
I'll come back to that. Remind me about stability a bit later, Daniel. I want to say something about that. As we got the ball going forward now for Mukinbudin this time.
Here we go.
Campbell Brandis shoots it down to the forward line, kicking towards the town end, but has missed everything. But at least the ball will be now thrown in about 2 metres around from the right hand behind post. So maybe the Rams can score something. They haven't scored since half time out of this throw in. Got a chance. No wind now, I don't think. Well, it's certainly not as windy as it was earlier. Doesn't feel like it's standing down here anyway. And let's just see how Mukinbudin can at least go forward. Oh, the big punch they have. Maybe they... yeah, from the throw in, a big punch is brought up a behind. So at least they increase their score. 6 goals, 3 now to 24-14. Kalannie on the Delta Agribusiness scoreboard. Mark in front of a broadcast position here by Matt Dinsdale. Plays on for Kalannie. Kicks it very high. The big punch comes, but the man at the back, red at best, taking the mark, was Nathan Adler. He's been very, very good. Oh, that kick you can take with you any time. That wouldn't want to be standing under that, but it was good enough. Nicely read by Zach Sanderson, and that man Nick Bowe receives it, handballs it away, gets it towards a teammate there in Nat Dinsdale, who gets it over to Lewis Meldrum, and he shot at goal from close on a tight angle, has only got a behind. So 6 goals, 3 to 24. I think it's about 12. We are at the 11.5 minute mark of the last quarter. And as I said, after this game, we got Beacon and Quarter playing. So from that kick out, the ball has been sent back into the corridor. And now Lewis Meldrum, who missed that last shot at goal, is going to have a chance to bring up one. He'll kick from about 45 metres directly in front at the pavilion end of BENCUBBIN Rec Ground to bring up goal number 25. 24-15 the current score. Boys on the scoreboard been busy as well today. So Meldrum now. I think he likes that one. Very good. How many goals is he? Oh, sorry.
Who are you looking for?
Lewis Meldrum.
Have I got yours?
No. I'm just fixing something for you.
My apologies, mate.
Lewis Meldrum, 3 I've got.
That's his 4th, it must be. And we found the number 27's Luke Coleman, so not Stuart Tunstall.
Okay.
It's Luke Coleman. So
well, that was a great bit of play then.
It was, yeah, and he's he's had a few good efforts today, Luke Coleman, and kicked a couple of good goals. So yeah,
just
make
game.
sure we've.
Pity we've only just got his name.
Yeah.
So is 20.
Stuart Tunstall's not even playing, and he's also had a great game.
Yes.
Yeah, he's probably listening at home saying, "I hope they give me best player. I'll win my."
Yeah, I was about to give him mark of the day.
Yeah.
So if he's tuning in, well done, Stuart Tunstall, for your efforts.
I think they've missed that goal on the scoreboard though for Kalannie. I called 25 before. Oh, speaking of the devil, Lewis Meldrum tries to go out the back door. The ball comes out towards the teammate who gets it. Zach Anderson, Daniel Akers.
Unselfish there from Dan Akers.
Yeah, that was fantastic stuff. And now we got a top of the goal box. There'll be a shot at goal by Ryan Eckert. How is he kicked?
This will be his 5th. If he slots it, and he should from there.
Yeah, well, he won't miss that one, surely. He hasn't, so...
I'll just correct myself there too on Lewis Meldrum. He's kicked 2 behinds, and that goal that he just kicked.
I have a feeling...
He's kicked at least a couple.
Has he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Must have been when I was in the toilet.
It's just happening all too quick for us, isn't it?
It's getting pretty busy on Kalannie's page.
Put that a bit closer to your gob, mate. Okay.
It's getting pretty busy on Kalannie's page here.
That's better. Righto. So what are we? 14 minutes.
And you were talking about sustainability, Gary, that you wanted to touch on?
Any what, sorry?
Sustainability.
Oh, yes. The thing that makes teams, that most premiership sides have a team that's kept together from in the bulk of the players many years. So that's stability and not ability. Now changes happen 5 or 6 aside, you know. And tell you something, Dennis Pagan, when he won his second premiership, he said to his players in the change rooms before any supporters were allowed in there, take a round at you players and look at everyone, the person sitting next to you, because this will be the last time you see them. And he was right. Dean Lady had retired and a few others after that. And that's hard to believe on the premiership, coming off the ground after a premiership. Stability is everything, and this is what Kalannie have shown me today.
Yeah, and it's not only, like you said, for the AFL, the country footy clubs benefit
of course it
largely
is, yeah.
for guys staying together, and even bringing a lot of the players that are playing in this game today have no doubt travelled out from Perth, and having them around the community for a number of years is significant. And we found that clubs like Quarter and Kalannie that have been able to do that and keep them around while getting the locals back playing has obviously had an impact for their success, but having the guys around the club is also a significant impact for the community. So sustainability is a big thing, and something that it's great to see a lot of players that came out for their first season last year at Kalannie have come back for another season, and no doubt will be out here for some years to come as well.
Nick Bowe has taken the mark from behind the stretched arms of an opposition player that time. It just looks so easy at BENCUBBIN at the moment. His pass has found a teammate in Kai Katnick, who gets it to the top of the goal box. So a shot at goal was nicely spotted that time by the defence of Mukinbudin. It's only about 15 metres from goal. Actually, it might even be 12 metres from goal. So a chance now from a throw-up for Kalannie to score either goal number 27 or 28. I have a feeling they missed the goal, but that doesn't matter now.
And Luke, a lot of the players today playing for Mukinbudin have a strong connection to the community. No doubt a few of the players, looks like some of the younger players, Dylan Farmer and things, have no doubt probably come back from school. Muck are obviously a side that have a lot of players that with connection to their community, and a lot of locals playing as well.
Yeah, they've always been strong locally. You look down the list, a lot of those names are well cemented in the community. They don't usually get too many coming out of Perth, just the odd couple of top-ups. So it's really good to see these young blokes out there that all probably went to school together. Only in the last couple of years they've probably graduated together and now playing for their colours. So no, it's really good to see.
not the best day, obviously, for them on the scoreboard, but it's really good to see some of those young guys really putting their head over the ball and having a red-hot crack.
The Mukinbudin coach is Justin Sprigg. Is he the same player that played at Perth?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. He played 95 games from 2002 to 2010, and he polled 14 votes in the Sandover Medal in 2004. So he had a pretty distinguished career as well. Let's hope that he can, obviously now that he's coached, I don't know how long he's been coaching, can attract some more younger players.
Well, Mucka's been pretty handy at producing some good quality AFL level and waffle level
Have they?
players over the years. Yep. Rowan Jones from Mucka, played for West Coast.
Obviously the Seaby family as well come out of Mukinbudin.
Meantime, it's all throw-in and throw-ups at the moment. A high tackle, I thought, in the back pocket. Even the umpires are losing it at the moment as the ball gets kicked out of defence. A chance now for Kalannie through Caden Reynolds, who gets the ball to a teammate, goes towards the forward pocket. Don't tell me he's taking a one-handed mark. Fantastic effort out there. It looks like Zach Sanderson. Could it be?
He's put the grip on at three-quarter time anyway.
Did he? Yeah. That was a one-handed, wasn't it?
It was, sure was.
And it must have been just before the boundary line the way he dived.
Over the top of the boundary line, I'd say.
Fantastic effort. So, Sanderson, is he a left
Gee, off one step.
Wow.
Must have been right.
Yeah, well, they can do anything. They like the day because it's working, eh? Next week it might not. That's what football's like.
It's got to be one of the plays of the day, that one.
Oh, absolutely. Give him at least one thong. He could take one of the big ones.
The celebration to the crowd was pretty good too. Talking about the umpires losing the track of the game, well, Shane Ziarkovic left his whistle in the change rooms at half time. So,
oh, did he?
Yeah. I hope he's got it back now.
You mean it was knocked off? Or he's not giving enough decisions out there? That's the umpire's advisor you're talking about, isn't it?
Sure is, yeah.
You'll never umpire again in this league then, buddy. Righto, what are we? 20 minutes into the last quarter, so 5 minutes before time on, and then we'll bring out the next two after that and start the show again. Round one of Central Wheatbelt Football League from BENCUBBIN today. It's been a fantastic experiment which I feel will work in future. Now, Kalannie turning on a clinic at the moment. Cross backward of half-back was Daniel Akers. His pass has been immaculate. Found Ben Cowdray. I would love to know who's got the most kicks for Kalannie today. I could tell you it would be a big competition, that one. Picked up near the goals, but the ball's kicked out from that area. A chance there for Mukinbudin to take a mark, but they mucked it up. And it's now marked in defence for Mukinbudin by Zachary Alvaro. Brought the ball out to the half-back flank. Kick goes up to a teammate there in Campbell Brandis, who couldn't complete the mark. Tackle on a Kalannie play. The ball falls free. Swooping on it was Ben Cowdray. Kicked across the face of the goal. Fantastic place to put it once again, because it's a danger area for the opposition. And Lewis Meldrum swings around on his left foot after avoiding the player and kicks another one. So 28 goals, 16 on the Delta Agri-Business scoreboard to Mukinbudin's 6 goals, 3. That's how many has he kicked now, Meldrum?
Yeah, I lost track.
He's gone from 2 behinds to 3 goals, I think.
Yeah, well, he's kicked 2 this quarter, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's kicked about 4 for the day, I think.
Right. We've been losing track of goal kickers. You know you're in trouble.
I've run out of penning here.
Yeah, I've said it already. I hope the next one's a bit more competitive. Will be bring the crowd to their feet.
I think the next one will be a very close game.
Good. Anyway, the ball now down the corridor once again, just like practice, and a 1-against-1 mark from behind this time, and that will go to Nathan Adler. Now he will be amongst the top goal scorers.
Yeah, he might take those size 14 pair of thongs, I think, that we've got to get rid of.
Yeah, a couple of times he's just been there like a statue, the way the ball's come to him. Mark it down for another one. They're going on to maybe 30, is it? They've got 28, 29 maybe. No, they've only got 28 now. No, 29 yet. So one more goal to get there, 30 for Kalannie. It's a training run for them today.
And who have your standouts been, Gary? Obviously calling the game. Who have you seen?
I like number 7 for the. I always pick players in losing sides because they don't worry about what the score.
Coden Dadau.
That's why and number 2 is he gets top points for me too.
Dylan Farmer,
for his situation. He's a little goer, and I like that. I'll come back and see him in 10 years. Anyway, chance now for Meldrum once again. For Kalannie gets a handball again into the corridor. These guys don't
float through.
Come out of the corridor. They've been doing it for 4 quarters of football. And who kicked that though? I can see him. I'll better keep my eye on him. It just happened so quick. There's goals number 30. I think it might be number 18, Brody Lowe, but he's a defender, isn't he?
I think it was Adler again.
Adler,
number
is
8.
It?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, he's come out of the ruck and kicked that, I think.
Yeah, okay, Adler.
And I've just written...
I'm not going to argue with you, mate.
I've just written him into my best 3 as well.
Yeah. I don't know how you can pick the best in their side. I bet you the defenders will be dirty on you. So 24 and a quarter minutes into the last quarter here at BENCUBBIN, and 30 goals to Kalannie, 30 goals, 16 on the Delta Agribusiness scoreboard to Mukinbudin, 6 goals, 3. Never scored in the third quarter. As now maybe a chance to score this quarter, as Liam Shadbolt's now playing up forward as a forward pocket. He started off in the back pocket. He's got the ball over to Nick Bow on the opposition side. Comes out to Regan Jeffries for Kalannie. He's across half-back and right half-back. He doesn't want to give up the ball. The umpire's going to have to come in and be the decider here, and the ball be thrown up. Great sportsmanship that time by both players. That number 9 that wanted the ball, Regan Jeffries, tapped his opposition player and said,
"Yeah, great tap down at Coden Dadau."
That's great to see.
Well done.
Anyway, Dadau now gets a quick kick out after a gathering, and it's landed in the arm
Patterson,
of
I think
Tim
it is.
Patterson, yep. He's a long way out though. He's only a little fella. I don't know if he's got the distance in his kick, but he'll be 45 metres at best when he kicks this, and he's on about a 45-degree angle. That shouldn't trouble him if he kicks at the right goal post. He doesn't. He hits the left behind post.
I'll just grab that other team sheet.
So now doesn't even score with that go forward. Oh, good mark that time. Now if I can get my board back, I'll tell you who it is. I see what you're doing now. Anyway,
Zach Sprigg from Mukinbudin that marked that.
Who was it?
Zach Sprigg.
Zach Sprigg took a wonderful mark out in front of the commentary area. Now,
Zach Sanderson's got it on the far wing, gives it across to Vincent Oldham.
Keep going, Daniel, you're doing a great job. That's Cowdray.
Yep.
And he's missed. Righto, so we're now in the time on 26 and a half minutes last quarter. Sora's not very far. Well, it shouldn't be, but of course they've scored a lot of goals in this quarter, Kalannie, so it could go for a bit longer, a lot longer. As let's see, Mukinbudin at least get it down to the other end. Now it's Cowdray. Oh, pass was magnificent again. And what is Meldrum doing all alone? He's going to just pick the ball up, have a
and
cuppa.
He's only just made the distance.
Walk to the line and kick a goal. That's how much time he had. That is absolutely soul-destroying stuff like that. But once again, the passings, I don't think there's been a poor pass all day by Kalannie. They've been fantastic. Haven't seen many sides dominate a game of football from go to woe like I've seen today with Kalannie. I know it's got a lot to do with oppositions, but I will tell you this, living in Newman, I took a team to Port Edmund and got beaten by 50 goals. But I gave all of my players a big pat on the back because they all did their best with their ability. There's a chance for Mark there, but was it being paid or not? Kalannie back in their forward line. No, it's going to be thrown up. I'll get back to that. Found out about a week or two later that the team that beat us were a year older than our boys.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, but it didn't worry us. We were happy with what we did. As the siren goes here for game one of round one of the Central Wheatbelt Football League for 2023, and on the Delta Agri-Business scoreboard, final scores 31-17 to Kalannie and Mukinbudin 6-3. So I've had Daniel Murphy and Luke Yates with me. They will now give you a wrap-up of the game, goal scorers and their better players, and who's going to win our awards. Go, fellas.
Yeah, so I got a bit going on here. Yeah, I got Mucko, the young blokes really did have a crack, like we said. I got Code and Dadao down there for their best. He just didn't stop all day. Good in the ruck. Just all around the ground. Caleb Shabot with his 4 or so goals was really good, and young Eden Walker just had a crack in every contest as well. For the Kalannie boys, like Glenn said, it was a bit hard to pick the best. Dinners was good everywhere around the ground, plus his 6 or more goals was really good. These other blokes, Adler and Ekert, although they kicked 5 or 6 goals each, they also had a part in at least that again, a big part, whether they set it up off their own hand or pumped it into the middle of the 50 and set their teammates up. So yeah, that's my best 3 for each.
Yeah, have to agree. I think Matty Dinsdale was solid all day. Obviously on the end of it, 5 or 6 goals. What did he end up with, Luke? 6, he's ended up with 6 goals, and Nathan Adler kicked a couple extras as well from him. But I think, yeah, Matty Dinsdale was definitely there. And also from Mukinbudin, as you said, Code and Dadao was a standout for them as well and fought hard all day. And I think we've also got to mention Farmer, number 2 from Mukinbudin, who...
We're going to have to bring the 2 winners over so they can be interviewed by these 2 guys, please. The 2 winners of the awards. You 2 just give a winner for each and we'll bring them over so we can you can present them with whichever award they want to pick.
Oh yeah, right.
Yep, so we've just got the award winners coming over here. We've got from the Kalannie Footy Club, we've got Nathan Adler, number 8, who was a standout for today, and we've also got Matty Dinsdale, as we mentioned. So congratulations, boys. Great game today, and thanks to our sponsors, we've got some free pairs of the Archie's footwear, and there's obviously a couple to choose from. So feel free to grab that, and we've also got a beanie there as well. So I think what we'll do is we'll head over there and then come back for an interview. Cheers, lads.
Can we have the? Okay, so who's going to be the one for Mukinbudin?
The Mukinbudin, Gary, it's probably still up for conversation. Obviously, Dylan Farmer tried hard all day, number 2.
The microphone's only attached to this, so use it.
All right, we're just going into the presentations out here at the
Afternoon
Central
all.
Wheatbelt.
Thank you very much. Like to thank the CWFL for inviting us to be sponsors for the round again. Very important for us to give back to communities what we get through support in our network. A little bit of history on our company. So it's about the 4th year we've been doing it. Previously was as David Gray's AgLink. A couple of years ago we merged with a company over east, another Australian company called Delta Ag, and just merged with them to give more of a national footprint in the agricultural sector. So yeah, it's been going pretty well, and we've decided to keep on sponsoring CWFL for now. Again, just giving back what's coming our way goes a long way to keeping towns alive. Good for mental health for farmers to get off tractors and come and have a chat and a beer. So yeah, thank you all for coming in and playing. Player of the day today goes to Matt Dinsdale. There we go. Cool. Sorry. Cheers. Thanks, mate. Good. Thanks all. Thank you. Good game.
Cheers, boys. I think you wanted him over here. Who do you want? 8 and 11. Sorry, boys.
No, you're right, mate. Get his Tinder handle. Muck's out there, presentation. You stitching me up, yeah?
Hey?
You stitching me up, yeah?
How you going? Good game. No, I think you got to pick a prize. From Dartfish.
Oh, no.
What's the go? They got to pick. Oh, yeah.
Any up for grabs?
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
Choose a pair of thongs each and we'll interview you and you can tell us all about it.
I'll take the
Tell
big
us how
ones.
comfy they are.
What size have we got? Why is that working? Yeah, I'll take the big pink ones. Yeah.
All right, lads, we got Matty Dinsdale out here from the Kalannie Football Club. We've also got Coden Daddow as well, and
Don't grab the wrong one.
we'll just wait. Yeah. Cheers, lads, for joining us. Well played today. Matty, we'll start with you. How'd you find it out there? Obviously, got on the end of a couple. How was it out there?
Yeah, no, pretty good blowout for round one. We had a ripper of a pre-season, so fresh face from the group, new lineup compared to last year, but I think we'll be a red hot crack again. So.
Yeah, great. Thanks for that, Matty. And we've also got...
It was really good to get on the end of a few. The boys have been really good to me, hitting me up all game. It's a great club to be a part of. Really enjoying it. I've got no idea what the song is, but yeah, I'm sure we'll learn it pretty soon.
We'll let you boys get out there and enjoy it in a minute. They're probably getting into the song now, but you've picked up the size 15 pair of thongs, mate. Are they going to be for yourself, or who are they going to go to?
No misses, so they'll go to me. The bright pink ones, yeah, I'll keep them.
All right, well done, lads. Thanks for joining us, and we'll let you get in there and enjoy the song.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
We've also got Coden Daddow out here from the Mukinbudin Footy Club. Coden, your first season obviously out at Mucka. Pretty tough day at the office, but you fought out well and had a really good crack. How did you find it out there?
Oh, yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was a bit tough at the start, but besides that, like, boys all gave it a crack and, yeah, had fun out there, so it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, and are you from Mukinbudin, Coden, or how did you get involved in the club?
Oh, I'm a West Perth boy. I've just got a bye today, so I come down to play a game. And, well, I'm living in Meriden right now, but I originally come from Mucka, so thought I'd just better come home for a game.
Yeah, great. Well, thanks for coming out and obviously getting involved in the round one out here. And you mentioned you're from West Perth. Are you hoping to get a couple of games for them this year?
Yeah, I think I'm playing the whole season for them this year. And, yeah, it's not too bad. Played last week and see how we go next week. And hopefully the boys do well this season then.
Yeah, well done, Coden. And grab yourself a couple of pairs of the Archie's footwear there, mate. And yeah, go and enjoy yourself. Thanks for joining us.
Cheers.
And